Oh man, aren't these some big old boys, huh? Isn't this kind of crazy? Talk about big stretch, you know? That big stretch energy, baby. Talk about touching the heavens. Talking about being a big old boy, you know? Makes me feel like a small little boy around these big old men. These giants. What up, y'all? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, y'all. Actually, let me put my little hat on first. Howdy, y'all. Ma'am? Howdy, ma'am. You like it? You like it? Yeah? Are we good? We look cool. We look good. Do I look like more like a man in this? I feel more like a man in this. Do I look more like a man in this? Is this the kind of hat where maybe I could catch a little motion? Like maybe a white boy could catch a little motion, get a little motion going, you know, something like this. Something as slick and as fresh and as nice as this hat. You know? God forbid. Can I just get a little crumb of the motion, you know? Because everyone knows that a white boy in motion stays in motion, you know? You just got to get it going. You just got to get a new thing like this. Like, you know how the pickup artist people used to do like the fedora? It's the fedora. It's the hat tip milady, you know, the beta soy boy fedora pickup artist, you know, peacocking with the fedora. And then I come in with some big, strong cowboy hat, man energy. Just got out of the gym. Just ate a steak and nothing else. A steak with egg yolk sauce drenched on top, and animal liver, chunks of animal heart sprinkled in, you know? Smoking cigarettes, chugging whiskey, doing man stuff, you know, being a big man in my cowboy hat. Big time. Hello, ladies. Howdy, ma'am. Ladies. I reckon over yonder way, could have a fun little time, me and you, sweetheart. We are gonna do a little show and tell on the stream because that is this guy too. Check out this guy. Talk about beta energy, right? Put on this guy. Do a little dress up for the ladies at home. Do dress up on my stream. Now look at that guy. How quickly does that turn into like m'lady? M'lady. Actually, m'lady. Actually, it is not getting hot in here. It is actually very temperate, 69 degrees, 68 degrees. Yeah. Beta energy. Ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. I'm not from around here. You think you can show me around, ma'am? I'll be seeing you around, ma'am. I don't know what do cowboys do. What's the thing? Do they literally tip it? Do they swipe it? Do they like tap it? Ma'am, m'lady, m'lady. But welcome in. Enough of that. Is this gonna get cut or is this gonna stay in? It is November 24th, 2025. Guess where we are? Guess where you could possibly be where it is impossible to cut down a tree. There's some big old boys up here, man. They're not playing around. So we are in the redwood forests. Humboldt redwood forest. Off in the distance behind me. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see it. Off in the distance there, we got the Eel River and the Redwood Highway that we've been kind of traveling on. Making our way down California, down to San Francisco. And then onward down after that to Los Angeles and then San Diego. Gonna see some friends, gonna see some family along the way. Gonna try to help some people who might need some help as well, you know. Let's turn some strangers. So let's turn some lost strangers into some found brothers and sisters, you know. But yeah, I did literally get catcalled in this. So the cowboy hat is, I got it. I didn't buy this, and this isn't real. This is actually like a fake. It's like a piece of crap. It's like kind of it's nice for being like a free handout at a sports ball game, you know. Went to an Oregon Ducks football game when I was in Eugene, and you know, whatever, the first 10,000 people got these. The whole stadium was this, you know. And then they were playing Minnesota, dude. Some fan made like the dumbest comment. Someone was like, "What's up with the cowboy hats?" And I was wondering too. So then I'm like, "Ooh, pay attention. Maybe someone will answer." You know, someone to the crowd was like, "Hey, what's up with the cowboy hats?" So I'm now like locked in. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm curious. What is up with the cowboy hats? Like, why?" You know, there was no explanation. It was just like, "Here's a cowboy hat." It has an Oregon logo, kind of cool little Oregon logo here, and then it had a State Farm logo, so sponsored by State Farm. But yeah, it was kind of like everyone was wondering, like, what's up with the cowboy hats? And someone was like, it has to be because they're playing Minnesota, and Minnesota are like farm people. And I was like, dude, no. Yeah, I don't know. Are people retarded now? Like, what is happening, dude? Did the frequency? Did they like turn up the frequency on the 5G towers or something? Or is it just like the West Coast is just so much more just oblivious, just stupid, just like a careless stupid, like dude's like an airheady, like, oh yeah, that must be it. And I'm just sitting there like, what are you talking about? Minnesota? Yeah, because nothing says I wear a cowboy hat more than like living on the Canadian border. You know. But like being, you know, Minnesota, I get there's farms there and there's homesteads, but like, I don't know, it just is like a wild, you know. I could see maybe Nebraska, you know, Big Ten team that they're playing. Is this gonna work? I can see maybe like a Nebraska or something, but you know, if you were playing Texas, if you were playing Oklahoma, I don't know. So yeah, I got catcalled. So then I was literally like, I was thinking like, I'm gonna become cowboy hat guy. Wouldn't it be sick if I just became cowboy hat guy? If I just confidently like bought one and got one and rocked it? And it's funny, I didn't ask for it. In Wyoming, I was talking to this guy, and I was like, where would you go to buy like a nice cowboy hat? Like not like anything crazy expensive, but like not cheap, like not like a tourist, you know, crappy quality. Like how do I get it custom fitted to my head? And the guy was like, son, you don't buy a cowboy hat, you earn it. Son, he was kind of joking, you know, but it was like we were kind of joking about it, but it was just funny, like a big man, like a big strong man in a cowboy hat, like for real in Wyoming, you know, like literally, maybe not literally a cowboy, but in the culture, like for real, for real. Son, you don't buy a cowboy hat, you earn it. And then I went to an Oregon football game, just like, oh yeah, let's go to an Oregon football game, kicking it, and all of a sudden they're giving out cowboy hats. And apparently, you know, in Wyoming, you don't buy a cowboy hat; you have to earn it. You have to do some man stuff to get your hat. You know, in Oregon, you just walk down the street and some drunk guy named Miguel just says like, "Here you go, bro. Here you go, bro," and just like puts it like to the point, like you know how someone gives you something and you can't like not accept it because it's like fully extended. It's like it's the easiest thing to do is just to like accept the gift. At that point, we were walking away from the stadium after the game, and some drunk guy was like, "Here you go, dude," you know, like put it in my presence, in my person. Sure, thank you, Miguel. I guess that's how you earn it. You wait patiently for your magical, mystical guardian angel named Miguel, who's just a drunk guy at an Oregon football game, to hand you what you need at the right time. So that's that. Yeah, we got a little show and tell here. We got some things we're gonna talk about. I keep getting gifts. This whole trip is weird. I keep getting handed like gifts from people. I don't know if that's like spooky, mysterious, divine. Is there something about it, you know? But I've been thinking a lot about these gifts. They've been resonating with me, but this one was good. We got a fortune cookie we're gonna open. Let's just, you know, open a fortune cookie together. You got a little rubber ducky. Can you see that? A little like trinket. token. I don't know what it is, but like a little bead, basically bead material, beaded glass material. That it's a little cute little pink purple rubber ducky. Isn't that cute? Yeah, this little girl in a laundromat came up and handed me that. She was playing with like 85,000 of them. She had them like all over the floor too. I was thinking like, the classic scenario where like you're walking in your house and you step on your kid's Legos. That was that on the floor of this laundromat. Everyone was like having to walk around this girl. She was cute. And then she came up and handed everyone that. And it was so sweet. I was like doom scrolling or doing something stupid on my phone. Like I was like kind of like I think in a bad mood. And this cute little girl came up and was like, "Here you go." And it was like the most purple. She didn't even give me. There was other colors. There was like blues and greens and oranges. She came up and gave me the most girly purple one that looks like it has lipstick on. But it was very sweet. It was very cute. Thank you, little girl. So that was cute. And then I got a real rubber ducky. This lady in a wheelchair came up and we were talking. I held the door for her. She was very, very kind. She was like overly kind. I was like, no, I mean, that's, I just am like, that's what I do. That's what you as a man should be doing, right? She acted like I donated a kidney to her or something. But she gave me this. She like had a bag full of like different rubber duckies. And unlike the little girl, she picked out the like manly one. I think all the other ones were kind of like childish or like girly. And she picked out this, which is like a ninja. You see that? It's like literally a rubber ducky. Like this is like, it could, be a kid's toy in a bathtub, or it could be sitting on a Jeep owner's dashboard. But that is the rubber ducky I was given by this sweet old lady that I held the door for. And she gushed over me and gave me compliments for like 5 minutes. Old ladies love me, dude. Why do old ladies love me so much? Like for real. And on this trip too, especially like all these old ladies, like really, really at these churches I'm going to, just random events, random encounters and stuff. Old ladies love me. And they love if I ever mention that I'm like single. Like if I'm talking about the fact that I'm like on the road and it comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm single and I'm, traveling the country. Their eyes like blow up. You can tell they're like instantly like, I have a granddaughter. Or like I have, I know girls at the church. It's like their eyes instantly, ooh, single. Yeah, okay, here, how long are you in town? It is crazy. All these women this whole time on this trip, I keep saying at these churches, it's nothing nefarious. It's not like I'm being hit on, but all these church ladies, like when I say that magic word, single, it's just like this, ooh, it's like they take a breath, they get energized, they're ready to go. It's like their blood gets pumping. Ooh, single, huh? And I'm not even I'm talking to like literally like happily married women and like old ladies. It's not like for themselves, but they instantly are just like single, ding, 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 ding. I know single ladies that need good Christian men around here, So it's flattering. It's like, thank you, but it's like also like I'm traveling. Like, what do you want me to do? Go on one date and before I leave town? I'm looking for a wife. And I'm pretty sure God doesn't even want me to have that. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to stay single, So good luck out there. But it's just funny how old women love me and then they really love me when I say I'm single. Not for themselves, but instantly the conversation turns into, ooh, you should meet this girl. Or, by the end of the conversation, there's definitely like you should go talk to so-and-so at the front desk. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to do that, but thank you. Flattering. And black women love me. Old black women, that's like my spirit animal. Like, yours, my black queens, dude. I don't know what it is about them. They love me. I love them. Not in that way, you perverts. I'm just saying like on a spiritual, emotional level. Something about like older black women, like 50, 60 and up. I don't know, man. They remind me of my grandma. For some reason, I have one grandma that was kind of like an Elvis Presley vibe, like a funk soul, kind of keep it real, real, outlandish, kind of not ghetto. She was like raised white around white people in a white town. But she just has something about the like black women give off this vibe of my Grandma Vita. Shout out Grandma Vita, the realist. If you knew her, it's just like the realist, the most keep it real lady ever, true to herself lady ever. Just wild. And that's black women, and I love that. That is my spirit animal is grandmas. Like your grandma is my spirit animal. Like any like women younger than that, I don't know. For some reason, I just like don't vibe with them. You know, I was born in the wrong time, I guess. Born in the wrong time, wrong place. What else? What did I get distracted on? Oh yeah, yeah, the cat. You like my hat? That was the main attraction's my hat. What if I just went back to Tennessee? What if I just on this trip I came back, I went back to Tennessee, right? I drive all the way back home. I just come home and start assuming, you know, I get a job, get an apartment, start showing up to my churches and Bible study groups, just without even commenting on it, just wearing like a for real hat, like not this one, like go get like a real actual custom fitted one, and just own it and just confidently act like it's not even on my head. Just like totally be like, what are you talking about? And all my friends are looking around like, dude, what is Sean doing? Like, Sean just is like wearing this cowboy hat now. Like, who does he think he is? And I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm so confident. I'm so just owning it that it's just like a part of me now, you know? I don't even recognize it's there. And my friends are just like, what the hell, dude? What are you doing, Sean? What are you like? Stop. What are you doing? Dude, stop it. What happened to you? Stop it. This is not you. We need to have intervention with you. This is not you. I'm like, yes, this is me. This is a part of me now. I am now cowboy hat man. You used to know me as long hair, curly hair guy, or you know, baseball cap wearing guy. Now I'm a cowboy hat wearing man, saying hello to the ladies, getting catcalled, you know. But yeah, I just thought that was fun. Wouldn't that be hilarious? I might do it as a prank. I might do it, just show up with this hat literally and just wear it around like like nothing happened, like nothing changed. But this was cool. Got a little kitty cat keychain. I'm definitely like, this is not going to be my keychain. But I was you know, getting takeout from a Chinese food place, and I just like, they could barely speak English, and I just talked to them, and they had one of those cats, you know, those cats that like go like this with the head, like the arm is just kind of rocking. And it was just like the goofiest, cutest, you know, little, almost kind of like a Mickey Mouse looking, but not trying to go for that. And it was just this cat doing this. And the guy came back, like the guy like came back to give me this food, my food or whatever. And I didn't even say anything. I just went like this. And like laughed at him. I was like, yeah, look at the guy rocking. Like, you know, boo, let's go. Rocking to the beat, y'all, rocking to the beat. It's like this little cat, you know, anime cat or whatever. And the guy just, we were like laughing together, like not even speaking English. We're just vibing. Like me and this guy who doesn't even speak English, we're just vibing over this cat. Like, yeah, yeah, son. Yeah, get it. And then he comes back. He was like gestured, like, hold on. Ooh, I got the perfect thing. Goes to like the side room, comes back out and hands me this guy. And gave me this guy. I thought he was just showing it to me. And he was like, as I was leaving, he was like, no, you, have it. And I was like, dude, I'm like a man. What do you think I'm going to do with this thing? I'm going to put this on my keys. I'm going to put this on my keys and go to my blue collar job and get eviscerated, get roasted alive by all the homies. Who do you think I am? But it was cute. Isn't that cute? Lucky. So then later that night, and this wasn't a Panda Express, all right? This was like a Chinese food place in Portland, Oregon. Forgot the name. Later that night, I'm walking around. I'm doing my thing, hanging out, walking around, and some dude gave me this. He walked up to me and said, here you go, bro. You need this. And I was like, I don't need this. And he was like, no, you need this. And I was like, okay. And I laughed and I joked and I took this. And then as I was walking away, I was like, dude, what if this is a message from God? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to add this to the collection. We're going to on stream sometime open this and see, is this just some drunk guy gave me his, can you see Panda Express? Did some drunk guy just give me his trash? Or did God give me a divine message? Or maybe somewhere in between. But my plan was this. Let's open this together. Let's see what this is about. Because it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny, and he picked me out of the crowd, approached me, was very adamant that I have this. So, you know, God, Satan. All right, we got a one-sided. I already ripped it. That's a good sign. Ripped it right through the thing. That's a good sign already. Maybe that means it's not meant to be. Maybe that means don't. Maybe that's God's way of saying, no, son, it's not a message from me. It says luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. It says, you see that? Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. Panda Express. They don't even give you numbers anymore. What's up with the numbers? I was getting ready to like numerology the numbers. I was getting ready to numerology those numbers. It's kind of a disappointment. Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. And look at that. Ripped it. Accidentally. Like for real accidentally. That might be a sign that yeah. These things are goofy nonsense. Is that wah, wah. What a bummer. What a letdown, you know? And then the last thing was this guy. I was waiting for I was at a coffee shop. It's annoying that, you know, whatever. I think I talked about it on a previous episode or whatever, an upcoming episode, whenever it comes out. This guy, you see that? This little fidget spinner? You go to these coffee shops in Portland, there's nowhere to sit. They're all tiny. They have like 3 tables in them. I went to this coffee shop, a cool coffee shop. I get there. There's like a place I could kind of like sit temporarily, like a bar stool, you know, like in the corner where I could sit and, you know, just kind of read. But what I needed was like a desk. I needed a workspace. I needed to like actually get down on like some work and some writing and some drawing, some creative stuff. And so I'm waiting for the tables to leave. And it's obvious I'm doing that. I'm like sitting there in the corner, keep looking at everyone, you know, doing their thing on their workspace, their tables where they're posted up, hanging out, kicking it. The key was the outlets too. I need a table, I need a desk, I need an outlet and a chair, you know. So I'm waiting for one of these, you know, 6 tables to clear out. And one of them is a kid just sitting there fidget spinning. And it was so annoying. He was sitting there just like fidget spinning, like almost just in his thoughts, you know. He had a drink, he made a purchase, but he was just sitting there doing this. And I kind of just had that, like, you know, that debate in your mind where you're like, dude, I should just go up and say something. I should just go up and ask him, can we switch spots? You can fidget spin in the corner at this seat, you know, doing this. You can hit your little fidget spinner like this and think your little thoughts in the corner while I like use that table that you have to like do some work, you know. But I didn't, you know, me, poor non-confrontational me. You know, yeah, I got to work on being a bold man, being a decisive bold man a little bit more. Figured it best not to just, you know, cause a scene. I was having a run up here just in general in Washington and Oregon where people just don't like me. They don't like my personality. I'm a very like come up to you like, hey man, what's going on? And like compliment you or like make a comment or start a conversation or ask a question. Hey brother, let me ask you a quick question. What's your blah, 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 you know, like, and I've been doing that a lot on this trip. Hey man, can you tell me where like the actually good food places are in town? You know, like I don't want to like look up the best rated things or the tourist spots on Google, you know, search results. Like where do you eat? Like where do the people eat? Where do like the people of this place actually gather, you know, actually appreciate and love and care for? Where's the good place? And I was doing that a lot in Portland and Seattle, and people did not like that. I'm viewing it as like, hey man, can you just give me like your opinion, your advice? People kind of like doing that, you know. In Midwest and the South, people will, I ask for one place, they'll start like listing off a list of their 10 favorite restaurants. They'll start talking about places they went on vacation and they, you know. Up here, man, people are just cold. They don't like that. That's not the style, the vibe, you know. So I was kind of getting like a little dissuaded, a little like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be so walk up to people and ask questions, walk up to people and comment, or, you know, try to make friends or try to be as social as I normally am. The level, the extent I normally am at with that, you know. So long story short, this guy's just fidget spinning and I'm getting mad. And eventually, as he gets up to leave, he looks at me, like we make eye contact, and he like takes the fidget spinner. You see this pink guy? This little, like probably got it like in a gumball machine, you know? It's like the cheapest little toy, pink toy. And this kid, he's like a young 20s skater guy kind of looking vibe. He like looks at me, we make eye contact, and he taps this on the table. Like, hey bro, you want this? And I was like, yes, sir. And so I kind of grabbed my drink, grabbed my coffee, and he left. And we didn't even say anything, but it was just this exchange of like, thank you, brother. and I kind of took his table, took over, and he left the fidget spinner on the desk. And then I sat there for the rest of that time. I like was distracted. I like couldn't work. I for real like couldn't get any work done because I was like, what the hell was that? Like, what was he doing? What he's just thinking, he's in his thoughts, he's not doing anything. He's just mindlessly fidget spinning in this like hipster weird coffee shop. This hustling, bustling coffee shop. Just fidget spinning. Like, you know, what, 10 years too late, 8 years too late. He just has a pink little fidget spinner, that's all he's doing. And then he like tapped it and he left it for me. Like specifically, like, here, like, table's reserved for you, bro. Your turn. Your turn with the fidget spinner. So I got it. And I missed that craze. I'm like a little too old. I mean, I'm a millennial, not Gen Z. And when that whole thing was happening, there was like 4 months where everyone in the world freaked out over fidget spinners, I feel like. And I was like, yeah, that's just dumb and stupid. Like, why would I spend money on that and waste my time on that or do that? I don't really get it. I'm a millennial. I don't get it. I'm a boomer, man. I don't get it. But then I started doing this, and now I'm like hooked on it. Now I am like literally, I could sit here all stream and just do this. So thank you, bro. Whoever you are at that Portland coffee shop. Thank you for the seat, brother. Thank you for the fidget spinner. It's been you've provided me with weeks of fun and entertainment and distraction. But let's get into the actual stream. You know, let's get an actual stream. Let's get a water break. Let's take a break. Let's cut and screw this stream up, right? And let's get to it. So that was show and tell. I don't know if I really want to wear this cowboy hat. I actually am not a cowboy hat man, you know? I'm not like a very cowboy hat man guy, you know? But I was for real, legitimate. I got catcalled twice. I got whistled at, and then a car full of like sorority chicks stopped and like shouted out at me. I was like, hello, howdy, ladies. Yeah, I wish I was cowboy hat energy, cowboy hat vibe. I wish I could pull it off. But it's just not me, you know? It's not me, and you can't force it. You can't force it. That's the whole problem with the pickup artist thing. It's not authentic. It's not who you are. You're putting on an act. You're forcing an interaction. You're making like an artificial scenario that it could work. You could view it as like practically successful, but it just isn't right. It's not good for you to pretend to be something you're not. To what? Get pleasure, have fun, look cool. You know, it's not worth it. But I kind of want to do it just to see the reactions, like to see people like either like I know some of my friends instantly be like, what the hell, dude, take that off. Like they don't pull any punches. They're like, what is that, dude? What are you doing? Some friends would be like, hey, nice to see you. What's up with that? Kind of thing, you know, like oh, what's up with this, you know? And I know some friends that just wouldn't even say anything. They just would be like, it's too awkward to even say anything. Let's just let them. And I would just keep owning it. I'd just keep around them just being, you know, just keep being me. Just keep being not me, being cowboy hat Sean instead of Sean. But that was show and tell. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for, you know, I actually also too, an old lady gave me a breath mint, but I ate the breath mint. And there was a couple other gifts. I've been getting a lot of gifts. I think I talked about some of them on the stream already as we've done these episodes this year. You know, I feel like this year, randomly, a lot of strangers have been giving me gifts. Kids, old people, you know, kids, dudes in coffee shops. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if are they signs? Are they symbols? Or like that, or like the fortune cookie. Is it like God just being like, dude, son, stop. Like, stop overthinking this. It's just a coincidence. Stop overthinking this, son. Calm down, chill, be still and know me. But yeah, speaking of Asians, kitty cat keychain, the trinket, also the little trinket thing, the little mini rubber ducky. It was a little Asian baby. I was at the gym the other day, and there was this really cute Asian couple, like this really, really adorable. Like, they were both crazy old. Like, you know, when they show those little clips, and it's like, this is the oldest lady in the world. She's like 120 and like can't even move. She's like, they're like this, you know, like it's kind of crazy that they're even still walking, but they're just kind of like turtles, you know, just like they can't even like really function. It was like that. It was these two older couples, dude. I'm not kidding. They had to be 100 years old. Like, I don't know, like Asians might age differently or something, but they were like both like It looked like they could have already celebrated their like 90th anniversary. You know, like, but it was so adorable. It was so cute. They were like helping each other in and out of the machines. Because you know, you don't think about it like as a human being, as a normal human being, as a young person, a normal person, a young person with youth and energy, and half decent motor skills and half decent body functions, bodily health. But just like, you know, there was like a machine where, you know, you sit down, I don't know the names of them, but that you sit in and you're doing this thing with your legs, leg extensions. Is that it? So, but you kind of have to like lift your leg up. Like you kind of do have to, you don't really realize it when you're doing it, especially if you're in the moment, you're getting a leg, you're doing leg day, you've hit something, your energy's boiling, but you get in those seats, you just kind of get up in it. You don't really pay attention to it. But if you're like an old, crippled, slouched over, like 90-year-old man, like that walks like this, like, you know, like the arm wobble, you know, like they're trying to generate some extra energy to get a little bit of speed to go forward, you know, and they're just wobbling. It was that, you know. So this guy like getting into the seat, like just getting into the thing, like lifting his leg up was like rough, you know. But it was cute, man. It was like really wholesome and really cute. The wife and the husband were like helping each other in, like holding each other's hands and stuff, and it was adorable, man. So speaking of Asians, you know, I know last stream I was pretty harsh on them, but in my eyes, they're pretty cool now. You know, in my big, beautiful, blue, round eyes, Asians are pretty cool, actually. You know, in my big, beautiful, blue, round eyes, I take it back. They're kind of cool. I was wrong about that. I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. They're kind of cool. Some of them, you know. And speaking of Asians, again, I mean, this isn't going to be an Asian stream. We're going to get into some real topics here. But speaking of Asians, the Pacific Northwest is just almost entirely Asian and Indian truck drivers. You know, it's crazy. It's like it's like 90% of them, it's either an Asian or an Indian driving the truck. So just, I mean, yikes. You know, like just yikes. Come on, dude. What are we doing here? It's crazy. I was like wondering, I was like, dude, these roads are so crazy. People are so stupid on the roads. Not really in the cities so much or like in the suburbs, but you go on the highways around here and it's such a nightmare. And as compared to the rest of the nation, you know, there's other spots around the nation that are nightmares too, but this is like the whole region has been bad. And then I put it together. It's because they're all Indians and Asians and they're horrible drivers. They don't care, you know? And then I was kind of wondering too, I'm like, man, all these bathrooms, like you go to a truck stop or a gas station, you know, I'm living out of my truck. So like I'm needing to use public restrooms everywhere. In the South, it's hit or miss. You go some places they're gross, some places it's fine. You go in the Midwest, some places are gross, some places are fine. You know, there's just, you go some places, they're seedy, they're shady, you know, but you also go places and they're good, they're fine, they're clean. The Rocky Mountain area, like Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, immaculate, clean, great showers, great bathrooms everywhere. Something about the Pacific Northwest was like every bathroom is disgusting. Every bathroom has a lock on it because it's, you know, people going in there to shoot up drugs or whatever. But homeless people just trying to use it for free. Dudes like me living out of their trucks just trying to use it for free, even though I always make the purchase and ask politely and nicely for the code. But the bathrooms are always so gross. They're always running out of TP. They're always, you know, I mean, it's crazy. Something about it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because everyone up here that's using these bathrooms is Indian and Chinese. And they don't care at all. They're gross, they're dirty, and they don't care at all about, you know, cleanliness. So like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. So all these drivers are Indian and Chinese, and the bathrooms are disgusting at truck stops. The gas stations are a mess. And yeah, driving's horrible. Makes sense. Checks out. And now I'm glad to be in California. Now I'm glad I'm out of there. There's a lot of reasons why I'm glad I'm out of there, you know. So another little annoying thing was so another little thing that annoyed me. Let's talk about my annoyances of the Pacific Northwest. Let's air my grievances. The other thing is, dude, like every man was being driven around by their woman. You know, it was like crazy. It was a disgusting level. It was an unacceptable, disgusting level of women driving men around in Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, like the whole, you know, coastal area. It you know, just very beta, very, just, you know, just beta, a lot of beta energy, you know, a lot of in and out cap beta energy, not a lot of cowboy hat Chad vibes, you know, Chad energy, Chad aura. But part of me was wondering too. It's like it felt just so gross. I hate something about it. Always gets me. It just makes me feel so like, dude, it's just so unnatural. It just doesn't. This doesn't feel right. Like, ugh, dude, gross. Your woman's driving you, bro. Ugh. I get it if you're like injured or you're like on, you know, you did a little bit of drinking. She's the sober one. Like, there's reasons where it's like acceptable. You're coming home from the hospital. You're a little drugged up. You got a foot injury. You can't use the gas pedal correctly. If you have an excuse, I get it. But if it's like, no, we just do that. Like, we just drive around. Even couples where it's like, well, it's her car. It's like, I don't care. You drive her car. You drive. I don't care whose car it is. If you rented a car, like, you wouldn't have the rental agent drive you because it's their car. It's like you would drive her. You know, if you're driving your buddy's car, like, you're driving your woman. It's like, to me, it just has always been, this doesn't feel right. It just makes me squirm with like disgust. My judgment, you know, I'm just like squirming in judgment. Ugh, gross. But then I had a thought. I was like, kind of like, I saw this one dude who looked like so, you know, like the fake masculine, like the beard, the flannel, you know, like I said, he was probably like eating steak last night, being like, I'm a man. He's got tattoos all over. He's got a big giant beard and one of those like hipster kind of swoopy hair gelled haircuts, you know, like he looked like a podcaster, you know, like this world of podcasting we're in, where it's like, look at me, I'm a man. I'm Matt Walsh. I'm a man. I got a flannel on, like Nick said or whatever. I grew my beard. I have muscles. I don't eat seed oils. And I'm in it. I'm kind of like that, you know, but it just is the fakeness about it. The like, look at me in my flannel. I'm a big man. I'm a big, strong man. I got tattoos. I got 85 tattoos on my body. What do you have? You know, I've eaten steak for the last 4 meals. What about you, pussy? Like, okay, dude, chill. It was that guy, that the epitome of that guy, and he was being driven by like I don't know, maybe his sister, maybe a friend, probably girlfriend, probably wife or whatever. And she looked like the most just stereotypical, like feminine, like kind of book story, artsy, but very like feminine girl. And she's just like doo driving the car. Like definitely like about to hit a curb, you know, just doo girl driving her car. And he's just like kicking it on his phone in the passenger seat. And something about that scenario where I was like, even though this still is very gay and that dude's probably gay, I was like, this could be kind of cool though. Like passenger prince. You know, this could be kind of cool though. Like, what if we rebranded the whole concept and we became the passenger princes? You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones doing the work. Like, hey, lady, you want to be a feminist? Get to work. Drive this car while I'm on my phone hanging out with my boys. Looking up funny reels. Looking at cat videos. Looking at beaver damn video edits. Looking at beaver video edits. Looking at cat reels. Looking at, you know, funny stuff on the internet. While you do the work. Hey, you drive. You figure it out. You get us there, lady. Go on ahead. You do it. You take care of us. You keep us safe. You go. You do the work. I'm going to sit here with my friends on my phone. I was like, dude, based. I was actually like, dude, for the first, I'm like, I was so wrong. I was on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm like, dude, that is so gay. To now I'm like literally 180, like the entire opposite end of the spectrum, the entire opposite end of the horseshoe. I am now like on the side of like, dude, sick. I want to be a passenger prince. Like, she can just, I mean, I don't care. I'll get in her car, let her scrape up her bumpers and her wheels and stuff, like when she hits curbs. But I'm just going to be over here kicking it with my boys on my phone, just like being a passenger prince, you know? Truck driving's horrible, man. It's really horrible. No trucks, no back end parking. People freak out when I stop to like back my truck in. People just like don't understand it. They don't understand what I'm doing, and their solution is just to drive really close to me so that I can't even back up anymore. And it's like, what is that accomplishing? Even if you don't understand that I'm about to like back in, what is your solution to me stopping in the parking lot? You're just going to drive your car up to the bumper. And then like, what is that like accomplishing for anyone here, dude? Clearly I'm like doing something, you know? Clearly I'm doing something that you need to chill for like 10 seconds and let me do what I'm doing. But no, people are so bad they don't understand simple concepts. There's not enough men on the road, you know? There's not enough masculine men. There's not enough trucks. There's not enough like, like safety and like concern and appreciation for what other people are doing. There's not enough of that, you know? There's not men on the road. And then rocks sign. I know I probably talked about this on a previous stream or something, but these signs that just say rocks. Like, can we not do that? I'll save the ramble, but like, can we just have it say danger rocks or falling rocks? But just signs that say rocks are, I'm pretty sure I know what that means, you know? But can we be a little more clear just in case, you know? I did want to say the Oregon game, a couple comments about the Oregon game was pretty cool. It's funny because like they have this inflated ego about themselves. Like at the game, the fans I was talking to, they think of themselves as like the #1 team in the country. Like the best stadium, the best fans, the best everything. We have the best. And I'm kind of just like, dude, I'm from the SEC. Like, we don't really care about you. Like they act like they're the center of the world. Like they're just on like, and I'm like, dude, on the East Coast and in the South, like people, like you're kind of an afterthought. Like people kind of are like, oh yeah, Oregon's still undefeated. Yeah, they're going to be in the playoffs. Okay, yeah, cool. But they're not like something about Oregon and Nike and that whole thing, that whole campus and university, it really makes them think they're like the center of the world, like the center of attention. And it's like, dude, I bet if you even asked people where the University of Oregon is, I bet 50% of college football fans wouldn't even guess your city correct. You know, like they wouldn't even know Eugene. They'd probably be like, Portland or something. I don't know. Oregon somewhere. Probably Portland. I bet that'd be most of the answers. I bet that'd be over 50% of the answers would be, I don't know. But they act like we're like the only team that matters on planet Earth. We are the best. It's just funny because if you were to go anywhere else that's not in the state of Oregon, everyone like doesn't really care about you. Like you're kind of cool. People are like, yeah, you got cool jerseys. Oh yeah, the Nike thing's cool. Yeah, you guys are really good. I like your coach or that one player. Yeah, like you're cool. You're relevant. You're a top 5 team. But again, they just have this inflated sense of we are like the only team that matters on planet Earth. And I'm like, no, dude, you're not that loud. You're not that cool. You're not that good. And speaking of delusional, let's talk about Donald Trump. Let's get political here for a second and talk about Donald Trump for a second. Because at the game, that Friday, I was a Friday night game, which is kind of cool. You know, usually college football Saturday nights. So it was cool on a Friday night. The energy was weird. It was like people were getting off work, getting off school, running to the game. So people weren't like all day partying, tailgating. So there was like a lot of energy. There was like a weird like Friday night vibe energy to the place. And they started playing multiple times. They played Not Like Us because it was the night of the like drops, the Epstein revelations that came out recently, where it's like pretty obvious that Trump is in them. You know, I mean, it's been obvious that he's in them because of like how frantic and crazy he's been about covering it up. You know, we all know something's up. We all know if you're going to waste that much political capital, pull that much crap and shenanigans behind the scenes to try to stop them from being released, lying to your fans, lying to your supporters, firing people, pushing people out. You're going to do all this stuff, expend all this political capital. It's not nothing. You know, there's something there that's bad. And so the leaks come out. I think you know what I'm talking about. And that night they played Not Like Us like 8 times. They played Not Like Us and the whole crowd was bumping, dude. There was like this Friday night energy anyways, where people were kind of like rocking and bumping to the music. Not like crazy. People weren't like wild and crazy, like drunk college fans screaming and shouting. It was more like people were partying, dude. People were like vibing to the music and dancing and laughing. Like that was the vibe in the stadium. So it was kind of cool. It was a cool experience, but man, when Kendricks drops the, you know, A minor and you have like 60,000 people in a stadium that's designed to like echo sound. You have 60,000 people saying A minor, you know, the night that Donald Trump like pretty obviously got exposed for being a part of the Epstein thing. It was brutal, man. It was like brutal. I was like, oh, eesh, ew, brutal, you know. Ooh, yikes. It was a funny old time. And then, man, isn't it crazy how Trump like obviously made America much worse? Like, hey guys, hey, like, can we keep it real for a second? Isn't it kind of disappointing? Isn't it kind of wild that like it's been almost 10 years and America got worse and when we were gonna make it great again, you know? It's rough, man. It's a tough pill to swallow because we're stuck. Like, what do you do now? There's no what do you do? It's that hopeless despair feeling. I will probably talk about this coming up on some streams, you know. But it's kind of a rough realization we're all coming to this year, this summer, that it's like, ooh, this whole thing, you know, well-intentioned, whether you agree with the goals and what's happened or not, it's like, ooh, it just has been a failure. It's like, what are we even doing here anymore, you know? Made America much worse, unfortunately, you know? It's like weird. The whole point was to make it great again. False promises, crushed hopes, but hey, we got some laughs. You got some laughs in along the way. It wasn't all bad. We laughed a little bit. You know, we laughed a little bit. Since Trump took over, it was just been more, you know, more censorship, more wars, more debt, more loans, more class division, more race division, more, you know, more criminals are now on the street, more, you know, all of the stuff you can blame Democrats for. It happens since we were supposed to be making America great again. You know, since 2016, it's like we started getting censored. We doubled the national debt. We've started more wars. It's like you could say, you can try to maneuver and blame Democrats all you want. It's like at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, from 2016 to now, there's like 25 more million immigrants. You know, there's like 30 million more immigrants. In 2016, the promise was in that year, it was, we're going to make America great. We're going to stop immigration. We're going to get the budget under control. No more wars. We're going to end the wars. You know, we're going to put America first. Like, I'm going to fix the country. I'm going to put people back to work. The economy's going to be great. You know, freedom. It's like, we're going to be free. We're going to have small government. It's like, that's the plan. That's what we were pitched. That was the pitch in 2016. That's the plan. Put Trump in power. He's going to make that happen. And now 10 years later, Trump is still in power and none of that has happened. It's the opposite. We're in more wars. We're in more debt. We have more censorship, less freedom, more gun laws. You know, it's like, where did we win anywhere? We didn't win anywhere. You know what? You know who did win? Corporations got tax cuts. Cool, dude. Corporations and rich people got tax cuts. Like, cool, great, dude. And the economy like kind of did good for a little bit. It's like, dude, come on, man. I don't know. It's such a disappointment, you know. But again, we got some laughs out of it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that there's all that stuff. And again, there's all the Jewish nonsense. I mean, obviously bought and sold and paid for by Israel and covering up all that stuff happening out there, you know. All that kind of Jewish nonsense happening every week these days. You know, there's all that too, you know. It's kind of just sad. It's sad that Trump sucks. It turns out Trump sucks, like probably in more ways than one, which is equally, if not worse. It's like he sucks and he failed, and also like literally, he might literally suck. Like, you know what I mean? Ooh, you know, yikes. You know, I'm tired of winning, y'all. If this is what winning looks like, I'm tired of it. What happened to Joe Biden? Can Joe Biden come back? I think things were better with Joe Biden, with the clone, the man in the mask pretending to be Joe Biden for the last 4 years, or like the robot. Didn't they say they had a robot, or it was like AI? Wasn't it AI, and then it was like a robot, and then the next week it's like a guy in a mask or something? Can the fake Joe Biden come back? Is Joe Biden dead? Like, for real? Did he die? I haven't heard anything about him like in the last year. He just dropped out of the race suspiciously and then just like, I don't know, is he dead? Where'd he go? That's kind of wild. That's kind of funny. Joe Biden. Save us, Joe Biden. Joe Biden, if you can hear us, if you can hear me right now, Joe Biden, I know you're out there. You're not dead. You're not a clone. You're not a robot. I know you're out there, Joe Biden. If you can hear me, we need you. America needs you more than ever. Save us from Trump and his Jewish pedophile friends. Save us from Trump and all the wars that are about to happen, and the economy that's about to crash, and all of our rights that are about to be taken away. Biden, save us. Get us out of debt. End the usury. Stop the wars. Joe Biden, we need you. Joe Biden, Trump and his Jewish pedophile friends are looting the nation. They're genociding people. You need to stop it. Can you hear me, Brandon? Let's go, Brandon. Come on, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Make America great again. Let's go, baby. And it's just funny because all the people that just for the last 4 years freaked out about Joe Biden, all my friends and everyone around me that's conservative and pro-Trump, that for 4 years just loved to just complain and blame other people, you know, put all the responsibility off themselves and onto the other side, the evil side, that side. It's all their fault. Everything's always their fault. They're doing. It's never because I didn't work hard. It's because they stopped me from doing anything. But it's like, yeah, you could have still tried to work hard. There's a lot of that. For all the crap I heard for 4 years about Biden and how horrible he was, and how disgusting that laptop from hell was, how Hunter Biden was just the worst thing ever. It's so degenerate. It's a mark. It's a stain on this country's legacy. Hunter Biden and his laptop. And now Trump is like hiding the Epstein files that show that he's like definitely involved in like child trafficking. Like a foreign nation, foreign agents came into our country, took our little girls, sexually abused them, and used it as blackmail to control our government. And Trump is like a part of it and covering it up. Your daughters, you know, your children, your daughter's age, your teenage young daughters were taken, raped, sexually abused, groomed. And it was because of like a blackmail operation by like a foreign nation and foreign agents to take control of our government through blackmail and bribes. And Donald Trump is like, most likely was a part of it. And if not, at the very least, he's covering it up for the people that were a part of it. You know, that's some really, not just like treasonous crap. That's like some really sinful crap, dude. That's really wicked and evil shit. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm so out on Trump. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would rather have Joe Biden. At least, you know, Joe Biden didn't actively cover up the Epstein thing. He just kind of pretended like it didn't exist. I don't know, man. They're all horrible. They're all horrible. It's all horrible. This country's so screwed. But enough conspiracy talk. I didn't want to, let's take a moment. Let's take a, hey, let's take a moment here real quick. Real quick. Let's stop the conspiracy talk. Let's take a moment. Ladies, I'm going to kindly ask you to exit the room for a couple minutes, or you know, just turn this off. Let's hit skip on this. Are you listening to this? Are you watching this? Let's hit skip a couple minutes, because I want to talk to my fellas here for a second. Me and my fellas only. Ladies, please kindly see yourself out of the room for a moment. Let your husband or your boyfriend, your brother, listen to this, because I need to talk to my fellas. I need some questions. I need to theorize I need to speculate with my bros real quick. Ladies, please kindly see yourself to like skip like 3 minutes. Skip 2 minutes, 3 minutes of that. So fellas, can we keep it real for a second? Went to the Oregon football game. They had the cheerleaders, you know, 50 cheerleaders or whatever. They had like a spirit dance squad. They had the cheerleaders, and then they also had like a whole thing of all the female athletes. All the female athletes at Oregon, like all of them, the swim team, the volleyball team, every one of them came out like at halftime and were like recognized, like on the field, you know. And guys, fellas, let's just keep it real quick. I mean, you know, we're not getting anywhere perverse or gross with this, but like, they were so hot. You know, it's like supermodel, crazy hot baddies, dude. Smoke shows, like every one of them, like every athlete. I mean, they weren't going individually through them, you know, but it was just like they just on screen showed all the athletes. Every one of them was gorgeous. The cheerleaders were all 10s. I mean, crazy. It was like literally like the hottest, craziest, best, you know, sexual dancing cheerleaders, you know. And well, guys, this is why I don't want the women to hear this. I don't want the women to hear this. You know, I want them. They won't get one. You know, they're going to think this is mean or cruel. But like the rest of the state of Oregon, like I was in Portland, I was in Corvallis, I was in Eugene for like a week and a half. The rest of the state is like not that attractive. Like the girls kind of have dog faces, dude. Like they're not really that attractive. And I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to be a hater, but it was more like a mystery. It's like, what is happening? You know, you go to like Alabama. You know, I went to Alabama and Auburn's campus, Clemson. It's like the girls are beautiful. The campus is full of beautiful girls. And then you look at the cheerleaders and they're like, they look like the girls on campus. You know, they look like, the more beautiful girls in this region, you know, but you're like, yeah, it makes sense. The numbers add up. The percentages are there. But there's something about it where it was like, dude, it just doesn't add up here. There's something about like the University of Oregon, like the athletes and the cheerleaders were like crazy hot and the rest of the state was not. You know? And I was like, dude, does Oregon just buy hot girls? Like, do they just literally like an OnlyFans? Like, are they just buying hot women as like a strategy just to be more photogenic and have better photo ops or something, or use it as like a recruiting pitch or like a, you know, enrollment thing? Like, hey boys, hey, are you a 16-year-old boy? You want to come to the University of Oregon? Look how hot our cheerleaders are. But it just is nuts. Like, it doesn't, like, I went to Boise State and I was like, dude, there's really beautiful women in the stadium and the cheerleaders are beautiful. You know, you go to Nebraska, you're like, yeah, everyone here is beautiful. Also the cheerleaders. You go to Oregon, you're like, dude, no one here is beautiful and the cheerleaders are crazy hot. Like, what is happening? So I don't know what's up. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, fellas. Do you think they're like literally bringing in on purpose, like hotter, like they're recruiting on purpose, not the best athletes, but they're literally recruiting attractive looks to be like their cheerleaders? Like, I know everyone probably does that, but like, I'm talking about sports. You know, they're not recruiting the best softball players. They're recruiting the attractive softball players to like use it. Something was up, man. I couldn't put my finger on it. It didn't feel right. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. The other last thing I'll say about the Oregon game, we'll kind of get on to what we actually wanted, what I actually wanted to talk about. Enough show and tell, enough rambling, enough complaining and theorizing and conspiracies and politicking, right? Y'all aren't here for that, unless you're here for that. The other thing is there's no stadium troughs, which is such a disappointment, dude. Every good stadium, especially if you're like an old college football stadium or like an old baseball stadium, dude, you got to have the trough. You got to have the trough in the bathroom for the men and the boys to come together and expose themselves and do their business shoulder to shoulder, man to man, as a part of a team, as a part of a community. You're bonded in that moment of shame, that moment of vulnerability, that moment of weakness. You're a little boy, you have to go to the trough and pull it out and do your business around these men next to you, and there's no hiding it. There's no stalls, there's no separation. It's mano a mano. It's, hey, I don't care what your age is. I don't care what your skin color is, what your class is. Are you rich? Are you poor? Are you this? Are you that religion? Are you this politic class? Doesn't matter. Whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you were born, whatever you look like, whatever you've done in your life, doesn't matter. The great equalizer in our society is the men's bathroom trough, where everyone has to step up and do their business. You know, there's no getting out of it. There's no alternative. There's no stalls. Buddy, this is all you got. You're going to have to do it. It's a great equalizer in society. And it's like a rite of passage. It is like a thing where it's like, dude, I want my kids to do it, because it does, like, it freaks them out. It shames them. It scares them. But again, it's like a uniter. It's like a thing where it's like, son, there's times in life where you're going to have to push through the shame. You're going to have to rise above this awkward moment. You're going to have to conquer your fears. And instead of protecting my son by just like putting him into a stall, instead of keeping him out of the bathroom, oh, we'll find a different bathroom outside of the stadium. No, son, push through this. Crush the moment. Live through it. Experience it fully. Understand what it's like to be in shame of yourself, and you're, you know, scared of your environment. And then anyways, push through it and get your stuff done. Accomplish your tasks like a man. It's like a rite of, I could rant for an hour. Maybe we'll do a whole stream about rites of passage in the bathroom trough at sports stadiums. But the reason I'm saying all that is because it was such a bummer, because I keep going to these stadiums and they have them, and it brings a tear to my eye, a tear of joy. I'm like, yes, the young men in this community are going through the correct rites of passage. Good job, men of this community, you know? And so, of course, what happens? I get to the Pacific Northwest, I get to Oregon, and the bathrooms are individual stalls. Not even urinals, just individual toilets, individual stalls. Such a bummer, dude. So mad. 1 out of 10, zero. Worst bathroom experience of my life was being bummed out that they didn't have the troughs. Such a bummer, man. Must be why everyone's so gay. It must be why there's so many passenger princes and, you know, cold people, annoying people up here in the Pacific Northwest. I guess we're not up here anymore, but up there, I guess why all the dudes are just so effeminate and weak and cowardly is they don't have to go through that. They don't have to push themselves through the bathroom trough, you know? The men of the community aren't holding the young boys accountable and forcing them to grow up and become men. They're just all staying little boys. And we're going to get to that. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about that right real quick. But everyone wants to become a man. No one wants to step up to the trough. You know? Everyone wants to be a man, but no one wants to actually step up to the trough and earn it. You know? Everyone wants to buy their cowboy hat. They don't want to earn it. Everyone wants to just run into a drunk guy named Miguel and get their cowboy hat for free. Not everyone wants to put in the work to actually earn it. But dudes, I don't know, my ladies might be back with us, but dudes, I had this revelation, this deep, profound thought. Again, maybe we'll make it like a whole stream. But I was pondering, I was theorizing, I was prophesying. I wasn't prophesying, but I was philosophizing, was pondering, contemplating, zoning out, vibing too. Just the idea that, dude, life is just, the meaning of life is just dudes kicking it. Dudes having fun. Guys being dudes, you know? And then there's like women we have to put up with. And it just messes everything up. Like, think about your life. Isn't all your problems and hindrances and things holding you back just like because of a woman? Isn't like all the women in your life just in some way? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying leave them. I'm not saying do anything crazy. But isn't it just weird how like all of our chaos and commotion and problems, kind of like the root cause is just like women and our desire for them and the fact they're with us, you know, and they're crazy and we have to put up with them. Like if we want kids and we want to experience those joys of like guys being dudes with like little versions of ourselves, you kind of have to put up with a woman to do it, you know? It's kind of a bummer. But all life is just guys being dudes, and then you're having to put up with women as they do it, as they go. So welcome back, ladies. Now is an acceptable time to bring your woman back into the room with you, fellas. I think. I don't know, they'll probably get offended at the stuff we're going to talk about, because I didn't get to cover this on the live stream. And we might even run out of time with this stream. We'll see. But I want to talk about, I went and walked around the CHOP. You know, walking around the streets of Seattle, trying to help some people out, try to do some evangelism, try to give some care packages out, try to just talk to homeless people. You know, it was dark. You're going to see on a stream, I think the next episode, I'm going to put out the stream with all the street footage and, you know, me just talking about my thoughts, my experiences. So stay tuned for that. But I was, you know, one of the main areas is the Capitol Hill area of Seattle. Cap Hill is what they call it. And, you know, it's definitely like the gentrified, hipster, cool area. All the cool bars and stuff. All the hipsters go there. The cool kids go there. And all the fake, phony hipsters. I was shocked. I was appalled that I thought I was going up to Portland and Seattle where it's like, this is going to be like the first time, not the first time, but this is going to be one of those moments where you're like, dude, everyone here is like actually hipster. Like this is who all the hipsters on planet Earth are pretending to be. Are like the cool kids up in like Seattle and Portland, you know? That was like my whole life, was like Portland being like this cool punk rock thing, you know, Modest Mouse, Built to Spill, Nirvana, grunge, you know, Portlandia. It's like in my mind, something about it was like, dude, these are like actually the cool kids. This is where it happens. And everywhere else is just like the second wave, the third wave. It's pretending and copying what happens here authentically, you know? But I was pretty shocked. I came here and I was like, dude, everyone here seems so fake. They seem worse than like the quote unquote hipsters of Nashville. You know what I mean? The quote unquote hipsters of Birmingham. It's like something about it just seemed so like fake, pretentious. Like everyone was trying so hard to have like cool, weird tattoos and piercings. It wasn't authentic. There was an inauthenticity, inauthenticity to just them, their lives, their behavior. It was weird. It's like they weren't nice and like they were phony and fake and shallow. I'm generalizing, obviously. I met a lot of really nice people. Like there's like really good people there too, really cool, down to earth people, you know. But in general, it was just much more cold than the rest of the country. It's kind of what I'm saying in comparison to the South, in comparison to the Midwest. So I'm walking around the Chaz and the Chop, and I met a friend. I met two friends actually. One guy, man, I feel bad because I told him I'd like come hang out with them after his shift was over, and he told me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here until 2. And so I went back at like 1:15, 1, and he was already like gone. So I felt bad. So and he was gonna check out my stream. He was like my newest, latest follower. So sorry, brother, if you're watching this, and I missed you because you seem cool. I wanted to hang out with you, but this other guy I met was kind of kicking it, keeping it real, talking about what happened. He was there. He was like, I was there during the 2020 BLM Summer of Love, the BLM riots, the Chaz Chop situation. He was like, I was here. He was like, I live right here in this neighborhood. I work in this neighborhood. I was like here the whole time. It was COVID, so everyone was like off work. It was like people were getting paid not to work. And so everyone was just going down and enjoying the spectacle that was the Chaz, the Chop, you know, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone or the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest. Started out as Chaz and then turned into Chop when they realized that they could literally the leaders realized they could literally be charged with like crimes of insurrection, calling themselves autonomous zone and like having signs that say like you are leaving US territory and entering into an autonomous nation. It's like when you start making declarations like that, that's when you actually can start being held accountable, you know? So they changed the name to CHOP, the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, because then it just became, we're just hanging out, we're having fun, it's a protest. Yeah, it might be a little bit illegal, but it's a protest. It's not like an attempt to incite an insurrection and take over the United States government's property and make its own independent nation. You know, a little different. Yeah, it's semantics, it's words, but sometimes like the government sometimes takes words very seriously. Sometimes very powerful people put a lot of seriousness, a lot of emphasis and seriousness into words and symbols, much more than the common man and the peasants. If you didn't know that already, if you weren't a crazy conspiracy guy already, you weren't kind of aware of that. But basically what happened was 2020, Summer of Love, COVID happened, George Floyd happened, everyone went crazy. Everyone kind of just had a bunch of energy. They were inside. George Floyd happened. Everyone got like this boost of just like anger and fear and energy that was bottled up. And so in 1 week, and this guy was telling me about it. I've seen documentaries. I've been listening to documentaries about it online too. But this guy was kind of telling me firsthand. He's like, dude, it was kind of out of nowhere. People were kind of protesting and stuff. And then it was just like the French Revolution. It's like more, all at once, like 2 days. It just went from like kind of people hanging out, singing songs in the street to like barricading streets and like beating police and keeping them outside, like literally making the police back down from even being able to enter into their own police station. You know, they had to abandon a police station because they were like, there were so many people actually being violent. The police literally had to like, okay, we're out, you know? And then the politicians wouldn't bring them the National Guard and all this drama and politics and stuff. But someone told me that it was like, it started out as like a whole jubilant, fun, exciting thing, turned a little aggressive, turned a little violent and crazy. And then it just escalated and got dark, like dark and dangerous and crazy really quick and really fast. And it wasn't really felt. I mean, it was live streamed. The whole thing was live streamed and uploaded. This guy said, he was like, it started as shouts of protest, and then it ended in screams of terror. I was like, dude, that's deep. That's deeply poetic, you know? Shouts of protest at the beginning, and then screams of terror. Pleas for help at the end. It's kind of nuts. It was communism and hyperspeed. That's what a documentary said. I just thought that was perfect. Communism and hyperspeed, you know, start to finish. But, you know, 2020 during the BLM riot season, a bunch of revolutionary LARPers squatted in Cap Hill inside of Seattle. You know, it's full of hall monitor types, trust fund babies, rapists, sexual deviants, you know, the usual, and those kind of, you know, Antifa type crowds. Hired professional protesters, you know, people literally paid to be there. Feds, obviously there. They're going to be there no matter what. Infiltrate any kind of movement like that. Anyone saying they're doing an insurrection, Yeah, I'm sorry to inform you, there's a bunch of feds that are going to infiltrate that. The federal government is instantly, as soon as someone starts using words like insurrection and autonomous zone, yeah, there's going to be feds heading in there, especially if you're not checking anyone and anyone's free to come and go. So you had a bunch of feds, you had a bunch of LARPers, you had a bunch of hall monitors, you had a bunch of sexual deviant, a bunch of paid protesters, a bunch of trust fund kids, politicians showing up to take photo ops, and a bunch of people just going to see what's up. It was like, dude, we've again, this bottled up energy of the city. We've just been inside for months for COVID. Everyone's a little scared and on edge. And it was kind of like, let's go see what's up. So at first it was people just interested. It was curious. It was kids wanting something to do. It was like a kind of innocent at first, and then it just kept going. This guy told me he was there and kind of watched it go down. I don't know, maybe he did. Maybe this guy's just lying to me. I don't know. But the documentaries kind of say the same thing too, which makes me believe this guy. It makes me believe the rest of the guy's story, But apparently one night, this guy, this Tesla owning SoundCloud rapper named Raz Simone, kind of a baller, dude, kind of a gangster, like kind of just did have like Chad maxing, looks maxing energy, like just total swagger, actual skills, actual money and resources, and physically imposing, like a big, strong, confident man. He just goes home, gets a bunch of guns, gets a bunch of friends, and shows up one night and is like, I'm in charge now. And everyone else was like, no, you're not. And he was like, yes, I am. What are you going to do about it? And like him and all his armed friends just took over, like literally just walked in casually with a bunch of guns and just made himself like king of the autonomous zone, It's pretty baller. It's actually pretty funny. Everyone paints it as like the worst thing ever. It was like kind of funny, And we're going to get to it, but it's kind of funny seeing all those entitled kids get punched right in the face. And then literally this guy shows up and instantly he just starts slapping people, punching people, choking people out he doesn't like, like just starts giving kids guns and just like, hey, you loyal to me? Here's a gun, dude. Now patrol the streets and be loyal to me. It's crazy. He made himself a capitalist monarch. Like he basically just rolled up. There was like a week there of like, oh yeah, peace, love, hippie revolution. Everyone's equal here except for white people who need to like give reparations to black people. Except for white people who don't have rights here. The whole thing is weirdly racist, but like equal rights, commune, yeah, free love. And then this dude and his goons just show up and they're like, we're in charge now. You're going to do what I say. You're going to barter how I want you to barter. I'm going to like enforce laws that no one else gets a say in writing or drafting or enforcing, It's pretty funny. It's kind of funny. Just get guns and numbers and just take over. Like I've said on previous streams, it's like history is just documentation of what happens when a big, strong force meets a smaller force. What happens when a bunch of LARPers dressed as like Power Rangers, like holding like BB guns or like guns without ammo, pretending to be in charge, meet a SoundCloud rapper with like millions of dollars and like 20 big, strong black friends, and he gives them all rifles and they all walk in and say, we're in charge now. And the police aren't doing anything because the whole scenario is so crazy. It's so big. It's so chaotic. The mayor's telling them to stand down, So the police aren't doing anything. So inside of the zone, you had quote unquote law and order. You kind of had quote unquote hall monitor, Power Ranger looking LARPer people holding weapons and pretending like they were in charge. And then you actually had a man show up, of larger force show up and say, no, I'm in charge. No, actually, I'm in charge. And what are you going to do about it? And isn't history just a collection of events of those scenarios where look at what happened? Everyone backed down and said, okay, yes, sir, you're in charge now. Okay, yes, master. Yes, master, we will comply. We will obey. It's kind of funny, dude. It's kind of baller. Raz Simone just started slapping people. Apparently he was just going around slapping people he didn't like. It was kind of funny. And then what are you going to do about it? You can't hit him back. It's like he's armed, all the 10 bodyguards around him that are armed. And he just gets to like go around slapping people he doesn't like. It's pretty baller, dude. People started calling the police on him. Like people were like, dude, like calling the police and being like, dude, there's like a dude with an army like threatening people and choking people and slapping people. Can you come do something about it? And the police literally, like they have video recordings or audio recordings of the police calls of people one after another being like, there's this guy with guns, like actual guns and actual ammo and like goonies, and he's slapping people and choking people. Are you gonna do anything about it? And the police just literally laugh and hang up the phone. Hello, base department. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, base department. Ha ha. Good luck. Ha ha. Oh, here's your utopia. Good luck, commies. Ha ha ha. You say F the police. You say F12 and all that stuff. Ha 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 ha. You want to take our police precinct and laugh about it? You want to get enough numbers where you can force us to back down and take control of our police department and vandalize it and make it a giant embarrassment for us and our, us and our people, our profession, our department, our institution, our city. You want to make a joke out of it? You want to defile it, break it, destroy it, make it your own? Haha. When a warlord comes to town, you reach the base department. Hangs up. No, sorry, this isn't the police department anymore. You said to defund us. We are now defunded, and we are now actually called the base department. Hello, you've reached us, and goodbye. You are now disconnected. Hangs up based phone. That's pretty funny. Hello, base department. But yeah, so then fires started breaking out. People, fights. People started shooting each other. The police and fire department can't get in. They're literally stopping, actively preventing the police and the fire department from getting in to put out fires and help people, And after the fact, then they complain about, oh, why aren't the police helping? Why aren't the fire department helping? Why isn't someone helping us? It's like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, You've said you wanted freedom. You really adamantly opposed us and hated us and called us mean names, damaged us, took our stuff. Good luck. Good luck with Warlord Raz. Hopefully he's nice to you. Hopefully he thinks you're pretty and, hopefully the slaps aren't too dehumanizing. It's kind of funny. It's pretty funny. But yeah, rapes broke out, shootings began, homeless people just started stealing everyone's stuff and pooping everywhere. What do you think? What did anyone expect? Like, what did anyone not in the moment, being led by their emotions, expect was going to happen? Everyone across the country knew it was going to happen. And for some reason, these people in Seattle just had this delusion about them that, like, this is good. This is a good thing. This is great. This is going to lead to really good things. This is going to be the start of like a communist revolution in the world. Right here. This like 10 block square area is going to be the first, ground zero center point of the communists breaking out across the world. This is the staging ground. And it just turned into just like everyone getting their stuff stolen, shit everywhere, needles everywhere, a warlord slapping people around, fires and dumpsters everywhere. All the properties being destroyed. They started like taking the park that's in the area. They started like literally digging into it and making like a garden, like a food garden. And then homeless people will just steal the food. It's like, I think someone just came in and ripped up all the stuff they did. It's like anything they did. It's like, well, you have a freedom to plant a garden, but I also have freedom to come in and like destroy it because we want to play ultimate frisbee in this field. And we like dove and ripped up your crops or whatever. It's like, yeah, you have freedom to plant, but I also have freedom, to play here. And where's the governing body to dictate that? Welcome to your communist utopia where everyone's free and equal. What happens when there's disputes? You take it to Warlord Raz, So yeah, it was a mess. We'll kind of speed this up. And then really just it all kind of came to a crash really quickly. I think one night, some little teenage kids stole someone's car and were driving it around, being reckless, being crazy. I bet they probably almost hit a couple people, probably did some dangerous things, maybe shouting, maybe being annoying. They're on video doing donuts in that same park. They're like doing donuts and being reckless and kind of driving around. They're kids. They're like 14 years old. They stole a car. They're in this area where all the adults in the area are also acting like kids. They think it's free. They think, oh, this is crazy. Summer of love, freedom. I can do whatever I want. There's like warlords slapping dudes. People are getting raped over here. Everyone's just pooping all over the place. And I just stole a car with my buddy. I'm going to drive it into this zone and kind of do some, this is the place where the police aren't going to stop me, where I can be crazy and reckless with this stolen car I have. Well, the people with guns didn't like that. They, eventually shot out the tires, cornered the kids, and just executed them. Like pretty much all on live stream, all on security cameras. They just stopped these kids, got the car to make a stop, walked up to the seat, and just executed them. No questions asked. So that put an end to that. That's when it was like, ooh, the city was like, ooh, we can actually do something about this. And the next day it was like all the police showed up, cleared everything out, made arrests, vacated the premises, cleaned everything up, undid the graffiti, started fixing all the problems that were caused. It's like when things got really bad, kind of undeniably bad, like live stream to the whole world, where it's like the whole world is now seeing like murders take place on live streams. Yeah, Seattle kind of had to finally admit that it wasn't a summer of love and it was a little more dark, a little more crazy. And they came in, cleared it all out instantly, cleaned it all up in like a week, and then tried to pretend like it didn't happen. To this day, they kind of act like, what are you talking about? What? No, here? No. What do you mean? Oh, no, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, no, what are you talking about? It's like, as it's happening, it's like, dude, this is the start of a communist revolution. This is the greatest thing in human history that's about to take place right now. Is this 10 square block is about to take over the world with the communist revolution. And then after the fact, when all the bad stuff happens, because of course, it's like, no, what are you talking about? It was never about communism. No, it wasn't about that. It wasn't that bad. You're making it worse than it looked worse on camera than it was in real life. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Like, that's seriously the vibe they have about this. You look at these documentaries and like the actual footage, and like I talked to this dude who was like, dude, it was nuts. It was like, it was dark, it was crazy. The violence happening was just dark because it's like you're watching like a crowd of people. You're watching a bunch of people just watch violence and not do anything about it because they're too scared to do anything about it. And he was like, there was something about that. And I was like, yeah, that does. I can imagine that being so crazy. Like, what do you do? Are you the person that stands up to the warlord? What do you do? Does the whole crowd in unison have to like, come on, guys, let's go get them? It's like you have to have a movie moment. That moment at the end of the movie where everyone realizes the crazy guy was right all along and that we all need to unite together to defeat the bad guy that's oppressing us, and everyone at once it looks like they're all going to say no and the hero's about to like be executed, but one by one, the masses, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. The masses rise up in unison together at the last moment to save the day. But in reality, like not in a movie, but like in reality, it's like you have a bunch of LARPers and just like politicians and bureaucrats and like trannies and gay people and like just various sorts of degenerates and idiots and fools, angry, emotion-led people that are just standing there just like, oh, stop him. Just gasping and just shocked, watching like basically a militia just slap people around and beat people up and rape people and all these, just horrors happening. And again, now they just want to be like, what are you talking about? It wasn't that bad. What are you talking about? Nah, that wasn't that bad. No, it wasn't like that. It was a summer of love. We did a good thing. But, what ended up happening in reality, so in people's minds, they can pretend like it didn't happen or it wasn't a big deal. But in reality, it's like people got raped, people got killed, people got abused, hurt, property got damaged, businesses went out of business. A lot of people, like innocent, just good people who just like had businesses, just had to like lose them. Went bankrupt or, got evicted or whatever, kicked out. Things burned down, places, these innocent, wholesome families had stores in those square blocks. It's just like any retail, any merchandise they had is just gone because everything was looted, everything was destroyed, burned down, graffitied, So yeah, all these business owners got together and sued the city and just won for sure. So the city then had to just pay to fix it. It's like the people doing it didn't have to suffer any consequences. The people, the taxpayers of Seattle had to bail out all the businesses because the politicians wouldn't stop all this. Because the politicians wanted to like, free love, summer of love. And all the participants wanted to be like, yeah, communism. Yeah, we're doing a really good thing. We're saving the world right now. Hanging out in this area, And meanwhile, like people like you and me are just like, dude, I have to go to my freaking job, break my back, pay 30% of it to like bail out the damage done by these idiots who to this day aren't even apologizing. They're pretending like it didn't even happen and apologizing, not even apologizing. And we just have to like bail them out again. We have to clean up their mess again. We have to stop them from hurting themselves again. Okay, all right, let's get back to it. All right, let's go. Okay, the kids are done with their little summer of love party in Cap Hill. Let's clean it up. Let's stop them from hurting each other. Let's, get them out of there. Let's get the guns out. Let's stop the slappings from happening and the rapes, and the taxpayers just bail them out, But also, I mean, you also get the government you deserve. You deserve the government you voted for, right? At the same time, all those taxpayers, they'll keep bailing them out, and then they'll just keep voting in the same people that'll just keep doing the same things, They won't actually put their foot down and do anything to change it. Also, just people flip. So then now the whole thing about Seattle is everyone's leaving. So businesses are leaving, people are leaving. If not even the whole state, they're just leaving outside of the city. It's a mass exodus to the suburbs and the areas outside of Seattle. So the city's just becoming a ghost town. I mean, downtown, there's like no businesses. All these business fronts are empty. Homeless people are just living everywhere. Empty houses are starting to pop up with like boards on them. It's like crazy seeing it in real time. It's like Detroit. It's like if you were like to watch Detroit in the 70s and 80s as it went from like one of the best cities on planet Earth in the 50s and 60s to like watching it slowly become what it is today, which is like a hellhole. And I guess it's getting better today, I guess, supposedly. But you know what I mean? Like just watching the boards slowly pop up on houses and the factories get abandoned and, the weeds pop up and the potholes and all the, slowly but surely it just becomes a nightmare to live in. And you're watching it happen right now in Seattle. And everyone's just standing around complaining about it. It's adult children everywhere. The leaders of the revolution, the participants, the encouragers, the people who cheered it on, the allowers, the politicians, the police, everyone that just allowed it to happen, And I feel bad for the police, but the police chiefs, the police, the people in charge that are more politicians that are making the decisions, yeah, it was horrible. The political decisions were bad. The police actually were kind of the only heroes in the situation, During that year of 2020, when everyone was demonizing the police so much, the police were like based and like awesome. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but they were kind of just like reasonable and cool and helpful. And when they finally got the call to like do something, they like did something, They did their jobs fearlessly, courageously, and for the right reasons. But not according to the people of Seattle, not according to the people who say, fuck cab and whatever, a cab and fuck 12 or whatever, and defund the police. No, we have adult children that want to play like children in the streets. We can't have adults. We can't have daddy coming around and saying no and stopping us from hurting ourselves. No, we want to be reckless. We want to be stupid. We want to act like animals. We don't want daddy government to come in. We don't want the big bad man, the police, to come in and stop us from being stupid and reckless and destroying our city and destroying ourselves and each other and our civilization. No, we don't want that. Summer of love, baby. Let's have fun. Autonomous zone. Everyone's equal. Everyone's free. It's going to be great. All these people involved are just literally, you look back on it, you look at the footage, the clips, people are writing, people are talking. It's just a bunch of children. It's children in adult bodies. And then the adults are like on the sidelines being like, can we stop this? This is going to be bad. There's going to be consequences. Can we stop this before those happen? And then just being told no. Being told by the bureaucrats, the people elected by the people in the city, nope, stand down. Nope, don't do anything about it. Nope, it's a summer of love. It's not that bad. And you have the adults just being like, oh my gosh, come on. Can we just stop it? And the children in the room, the children in the city just keep doing their thing. Keep crying, keep throwing tantrums, while real consequences happen, while like real damage is caused. It's not like it's like, oh yeah, wasn't that a goof? Oopsies, wasn't that a goof? Silly me. That let's just make sure that doesn't happen again. They aren't even doing that. They're just excusing it away. Like they aren't making any promises that it won't happen again. They're excusing it away like it wasn't a big deal. Oop, I didn't do that. No, it wasn't me. It was my brother. He did that. No, it wasn't me. It was Timmy. It was him. It's not my fault ever. I didn't ever do anything wrong. I'm always right. I'm always good. The entitlement, man. The quiet lie of entitlement. What is it that you, as a human being, think like, I deserve this? I am owed this from someone or from nature or from God. I am owed something that I don't have right now. And you feel like you can just take or get or want, you know. It's a tragedy, it's a crime, it's an injustice that you don't have that thing that you deserve. What is that thing? And do you? You might think like at first, your first impulse, your first reaction, your first instinct, or your first craving might be like, I deserve this. I deserve justice. I deserve healing. I deserve money. I deserve that promotion. I deserve love. I deserve companionship. I deserve, whatever. Drugs to feel good tonight. I deserve, I want, I'm entitled to. But are you? Really? That thing that comes to mind really like at first that you feel like, yeah, it's an injustice that I don't have it right now in my possession, and I'm not experiencing it right now in this moment. And then stop and think and reflect and be like, do I deserve that? Have I worked for it? Have I strived for it? Have I done anything of any meaning to really do? Have I sacrificed for this? Have I waited patiently for this? Like, what did I do to earn this? I feel like I deserve these things, but are they deserved truly? So let's talk about it. It's been on my mind lately, about myself, about others, and I'm seeing it all over the place. You know, I'm seeing it on like the politics stage, I'm seeing it on the screens, and I'm seeing it around me. My social life, my friends, my family, and then as I travel the whole country, I see it everywhere I go, every place I go, you know, everything on the news, everything that happened in 2020, you know, it's just a documentation of like, we're getting more and more retarded and more entitled. More and more just like, give me, I need, I deserve. It's a crime that I just don't have what I want right now. And then they look around at like, who can I blame for that? You, not me. It's not that I didn't put enough work. It's not that I wasn't patient enough. It wasn't that I, sacrificed enough or whatever, worked hard enough at something. It's your fault. It's God's fault. It's nature's fault that I don't have that thing I want that I'm craving right now in this moment. And we've become so entitled to just like instant, having it this instant, not even like, ooh, I'm going to have it tonight. Like, I can't wait to have that dessert tonight. It's like, I need to DoorDash it right now. I need that taste of that ice cream right now. And I'm going to DoorDash it now to me. You know, I'm entitled to feeling good taste buds right now because I want it, you know? Instead of the appreciating it, loving it, earning it, getting it as a gift, something that would be like a more enhanced experience. It's like, it doesn't matter. We need to take it now. But that entitlement, man, it's a quiet lie. It is a quiet lie, a subtle lie that creeps into your everyday, your every life, your every decision, your every contemplation, your happenings, your events, your relationships. But couple of mini little proverbs. Proverb verses, Proverbs 13:4. The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the soul of the diligent is made fat. Like me, like these big old trees. Diligently, slowly but surely earning their way up into the heavens, up into the skies. Slowly but surely, diligently getting bigger and stronger year by year. So they are literally touching the heavens, diligently, step by step, accomplishment by accomplishment, little by little, scar after scar healing, slowly but surely made fat. In a good way, not a bad way like I am. I need to lose weight. Me being made fat is not good. I have been losing a little bit of weight. We need to keep it up. We got about 30 more pounds to go, 40 more pounds. We're down about 70 or 80 total from when I kind of started this fitness journey. So I'm about like 60% of the way. I need to go a little more. I'm at the point where I'm not out of breath when I go upstairs. I've done enough stairs, enough hiking at this point where I'm like in shape enough where I can actually like go up flights of stairs and not be out of breath, which is like good, which is really good, But the second little proverb here, not to get a tangent aside, second proverb, to keep in mind. Proverbs 24. Proverbs 20, verse 4. The sluggard does not plow after the autumn, so he begs during the harvest and has nothing. The sluggard does not plow, and so he ends up with nothing. He does not work hard. He is not diligent in his work, and so therefore ends up with nothing. Does not become big and strong. Instead, he withers away and dies. He crumbles when times go, when weather isn't ideal. When the weather conditions are bad, he's not strong enough. He hasn't diligently built up the strength of one of these big bad boys, you know? So when the storms come, when the cold weather comes, when there's a little bit of a drought, he doesn't have strong roots. He doesn't have any like strong density. He's not strong enough to withstand what comes for him. He doesn't have energy stored up to survive the harsh conditions that he may face. So yeah, Seattle, I love the word sluggard, and that just perfectly epitomizes Seattle. Seattle is just, and Portland too, it's just full of sluggards, dude. It's these entitled people, these children. It's crazy. I mean, everyone is getting more like that. I think the screens are making us more like that in general, AI and technology. But something about the West Coast is like for sure next level sluggardness. Sluggardness. It sounds like I'm saying a bad word, but I'm not. You know, sluggard. With a hard R. My slugger. What up, my slugger? My fellow slugger out there. The sluggards of Seattle, man. It was pretty wild. Craves for things, begs for things, and in the end gets nothing. And then cries about the fact that they have nothing. You know, a failure to put in effort leads to lack and suffering. You know, it's a simple metaphor. Like if you're not working hard during the growing season and you're not cultivating and harvesting and storing up for the winter, winter is going to come and you're not going to have food. It's too late. It's too late to start. You have to be active. You have to be prepared. You have to be engaged the whole time. You have to continue on in your work, continue on in the crushing. And those who stall, those who wait, those who put it off, those who procrastinate, those who act like I'm too good for this, winter comes around and they are left without food and bellies that are not made fat. You know, we all, you know, you, me, we all want something for nothing. It's just a human thing. I'm not sitting here acting like it's only some people that do this. It's like every one of us has this. It's just how much does it control your life? How much does it dictate who you are? How much does it deviate your life's purpose away from where it should be and on to whining and complaining and wishing and hoping and dreaming and not acting and doing, building, growing, crushing, you know? Instead, you're complaining. Instead, you're wondering about what could be or what should be instead of dealing with what is, you know? But we want, we all want, you want, I want, we want something for nothing. We want is what is not ours. We want it as quick and as easily and as painless as possible. We want, you know, and we want as many shortcuts, cheat codes as possible. We want it now. We want it instantly. We want to DoorDash it. We don't want to go. We don't want to cook it. We don't want to get it. We don't want to drive to the store. We want to DoorDash it. How can we instantly get this food to us right now? What cheat code can I type in? You know, what soul can I sell my soul for my career to take off? I don't want to do the work of actually like going to play live shows for the next 10 years. I want to sell my soul and get contract now, right? It's that concept. It's that universal concept of selling out, selling your soul. You want something for nothing. You want the fame without actually earning it. You want it given to you. But little do we know, you know, that story, that trope, that, you know, anecdote, whatever, that thing, that common thing of selling your soul for something, it always ends with a problem, right? It always ends with a drawback, a catch. There's something that isn't realized. There's some kind of consequence that results. There's some sacrifice that needs to be made at a later date. It's not just your soul, you know? You don't earn it. It's not worth it. And these Capitol Hill heroes, you know, they desired the harvest of a perfect community. They wanted it, you know, they wanted things to be safe and clean and prosperous and fair. And, you know, they wanted things to just be like roses and lollipops, cupcakes every day for lunch. gumdrops for dinner, ice cream for dessert, every day flowing from the mountains. Gumdrops and ice cream just flowing from the mountains, you know? Why isn't that happening right now? I want it to happen right now. Mommy, why isn't it happening right now? You know, like that's that vibe, that energy. that's the level that people are at, for real. I want it now. I want my community to be safe and prosperous and fair and equal, and we're going to make it happen by screaming in the streets. But, you know, these people, they didn't want to earn it. They wanted it. They wanted a good community. They wanted fairness. They wanted, you know, no racism, equality, communist utopia. They wanted it. They had a vision for it. They started to take action in an attempt to make it happen, right? They wanted the perfect community. They wanted utopia, but they didn't want to earn it. They didn't want to sacrifice for it. They skipped all of the unglamorous acts of sowing that are required to reap something like that, right? You want a really good community? It's not just going to happen. It's not going to occur by accident. You're not going to stumble upon it. You're going to have to build it. You're going to have to forge it. You're going to have to make it a community. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to make deals with each other. Like, you're going to have to communicate. Like, you're going to have to put in hard work. Sacrifice your time and your energy for your fellow man. It takes a village to raise a kid. That concept. It's like it takes all of us to contribute, you know? You're going to have to sacrifice some of your time for the sake of your neighbor. You want a good community. You want to be equal. You want to be fair. You want gumdrops to fall down from the mountaintops and into your mouth every night. You're going to have to, like, sacrifice. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to take risks. You're going to have to be bold, strong, courageous, honest, trusting of your neighbors. You don't have any of that, and you just expect the gumdrops to just show up. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. It doesn't take a genius to understand what's going to happen when you demand something for nothing but aren't willing to work for it. You're either not going to get it or you're going to get it, and there's going to be consequences. We all pay a price at some point, sometime, at some point, somehow, right? Didn't want to sacrifice, and what they reaped for their lackadaisical, sluggardish sowing, what they reaped was the Chaz. What they reaped was Warlord Raz Simone slapping them around and crowds of people watching it happen and not doing anything about it. People dying, little kids getting executed for joyriding a car, you know? You end up with consequences. You end up with problems. The Seattleites, the Seattleans, Seattleites, that's cool, all right? That's what they call themselves? That's gotta be what if they don't call themselves Seattleites, that has to change. Whoever made that decision needs to be put in jail next to the mayor, next to the politicians that are allowing that beautiful city to crumble and fall right now. Whoever made the decision to not call them Seattleites, because, right? Or is it Seattletonians, Seattleans, Seatlans, the Seatlans? Whatever. Whatever they're called, they craved for utopia and justice. No justice, no peace, you know? They tried to make it happen by taking what wasn't theirs by force, by stealing from their neighbors, by intimidating them into compliance. They expected free stuff and special treatment just because they exist. Like, just, that was the expectation. That is what they felt entitled to at a minimum. Free stuff and special treatment. And nature does not work that way. You know, unfortunately for them, nature doesn't really work that way. It's not really. Nature has a way of slapping people down. Nature has a way of sending a very strong force at you to humble you and keep you in check. And sometimes it comes in the form of like a hurricane or a storm or a, you know, just bad life event. And sometimes it comes and literally smacks you in the face. And his name is Raz Simone, and he drives a Tesla and has a bunch of guns and goons behind him. And there's nothing you're going to do about it as he's slapping you in the face. You know? Sometimes that's the consequences of nature. Like, God's curses aren't always like fire raining from heaven. Sometimes it's just like, he'll let women take over and lead you into hell. He'll let the foreigners come in and rule over you and just run wild in your streets. Like that, it's like the curse will be upon you by, you know, when you abandon God, all right, he'll let the floodgates open. You know, okay, yeah, he'll let that tsunami happen. Oh yeah, he'll let that foreigners invade. Yeah, he'll let your nagging women take over and lead you into hell. No, yeah, he'll let it happen. But without patience, sacrifice, endurance, motivation, cultivation, or faith, these people, they reaped what they sowed. Violence, chaos, filth, trauma, they reaped what they sowed, man. They wanted the shortcut. They wanted perfection. They wanted utopia now. They didn't want to work hard. They didn't want to actually volunteer in their community, serve in their community, actually vote for people who were like doing things the right way, being patient, helping their neighbors out. You know, they didn't want to sacrifice. They didn't want to work hard. They didn't want to be patient. They wanted what they felt entitled to now. And the results were disgusting and horrible, appalling, violent. And again, they're acting like it didn't even happen, like children. We all crave for, we all want, we all desire things for ourselves, for our own benefit, but we all lack, in some way, an adequate and proper amount of humility, discipline, and trust. I thought would be good for another like couple hours on light. I wasn't factoring in the fact that it's cloudy and that the trees are so high they literally block the sun. So I realized it's getting pretty dark pretty quick, and kind of cold, kind of cool, kind of chilly pretty quick too. So I'm just gonna read. We'll kind of wrap things up. But yeah, it's just the epitome of this. Like these people, you know, you can blame the left, quote unquote, the left. It's not even a left or right issue. It's the right does it too, you know? It's a mindset. It's a godless mindset. It's an entitled mindset that says like, I'm in control. I'm in charge. I want something, therefore I deserve it because I'm God. You know, like that's like the root is just like because I'm important. I'm special. I'm in charge. I'm the best. You know, you don't have a spirit of humility. You don't have a spirit of trusting God's plan. You don't have any kind of core central, you know, anything in your heart is not leading you to God. It's leading you to yourself. It's like an animal who seeks for pleasure and avoids pain. I don't want to sacrifice and work hard. That requires pain. I'm going to not do that. I just want the pleasure. How do I get to the pleasure as quick and simple and easy as possible to avoid the pain? Regardless of what God says, regardless of what's good for us, regardless of what's better long term. You know, yeah, it sucks to go to the gym today and exert your muscles and be sore. You know, there's consequences. It hurts. It's in the moment. It's difficult. It's annoying. It takes up your time. And so the entitled, selfish person just goes like, well, I want muscles. I need muscles now. I deserve to look good. I deserve to have big, strong muscles right now. So instead of going to the gym every day for 2 years to work hard and get them, that's going to require a lot of pain and sacrifice and hard work. I'm just going to actually go pay someone to like put fake implants and look like I have muscles. I want them now. You know, I don't want all the pain of going to the gym every day for 2 years and getting big and swole like your boy. I want them now. You know, I don't want to like diligently actually lose weight by like cutting my diet, eating right, getting healthier, you know, losing weight while actually gaining muscle in like a healthy amount of time, and in a way that's going to be forever, not like a, you know, quick cheat code shortcut with the diet, some fad diet where you lose 20 pounds and then gain it right back. Long-term progressive gaining muscle, losing fat. It's been 2 years. And it's annoying because like I know people that are now just taking Ozempic and getting skinny. I know people that are like taking steroids. I know dudes that are like taking steroids and getting huge and jacked. It's kind of annoying. I'm like over here being like natty. I'm over here like doing the hard work, like going to the gym, eating chicken and rice, like for real, not as a meme, but like, and like slowly losing weight and getting frustrated because I go back and forth. I'll lose some weight, I'll gain it, I'll lose it, I'll gain it, you know, and having to like curb my habits and my calorie consumption, all that stuff. But it's like that. I'm doing the sacrifice. I'm doing the hard work. It's the right thing. It's going to be long-term better for me. But what is the alternative? Well, but if I really was just like, I want it now, I deserve it now, I'll pay a little bit of money now, it'll be worth it. I'll save money on gym memberships. It'll be cheaper than a gym membership and I'll get it instantly. I'll inject myself with Ozempic and Tren and get skinny and swole now, instantly, and look good. And what happens in 50 years? You know, what happens to the rest of your body? What happens to the rest of your life? Like there's going to be consequences somehow, some way for those shortcuts you're taking right now. You want something for nothing right now, it's going to blow back. There will, in some way, there will be long-term consequences for you. And while I take the consequences every day in small doses, I go to the gym and take the consequences, the pain, the sacrifice that's required to get the body I want, the health I want. Every day is like a small little cut of the pain, a small little cut of the pain, a small little cut of the pain. And these shortcut people, man, good luck. You don't have to experience that. But at some point in your life, you're going to get cut hard and experience the pain. You need to pay the price. And if you're trying to avoid the price, the admission fare, you're trying to avoid paying the ticket into the show, in some way, somehow, they're going to find a way. They're going to make you pay. No one gets in for free, No one gets out scot-free. No one gets what they feel they deserve for free. There's always going to be a cost in some way. And if it's free, you're the what do they always say? What's that phrase? I so confidently had it, right? What's that phrase they always say? Like, oh, if something's free, that means you're the item, you're the possession, you're the something. Yeah, what is it? I'm totally blanking on. I'm brain farting on it. If something's free, then you're the product. Is that it? It doesn't feel like that's right, but I guess that is right. If something's free, then you're the one being manipulated somehow. You're the one being bought. You're the product. There's one of those cute little internet phrases, but it rings true because it is true. Like there's always a cost for whatever you're going to do. Some kind of energy, some kind of time, something's going to have to be sacrificed to get what you want. Your entitlement is not going to last. You might get something temporarily. Daddy might give you the ice cream you've been crying for all day, and you might enjoy that ice cream, but you just pissed off daddy. You have now, like, there's going to be long-term consequences to that. That, yeah, you might get that ice cream today. You might annoy daddy enough that he's just going to, like, shut up. Here you go. Like, here's a lollipop. And you're like, yay, I got my lollipop. And then you start feeling entitled to lollipops whenever you want it. And you throw temper tantrums to get your lollipops, your ice cream or whatever. At some point, there's going to be some kind of blowback. You're going to lose your teeth. You're going to get fat. You're going to get addicted to sugar. There's going to be other drawbacks where if you just kind of trust your dad's judgment and let him determine when and where to and not get, your sweets and your sugar. Your entitlement, you're wanting something now is going to hurt you in the end in some way. If you can't look back at your life and see that, we could just turn off this episode. What are we even doing here? Because I know you agree. I know this is true. I know this is true. You know this is true. I'm sure you can start pulling out examples of your life where this rings so true, where the evidence is so obviously clear, where it's slapping you in the face as hard and as strong as if Raz Simone cocked up and loaded and slapped you in the face during the CHOP protests of 2020. This is obviously true. It's alchemy. It is nature. It's physics. It's everything. It's laws. It's nature. It's the logos of God. It is reality. You don't just get something for nothing. And it's for a good reason. It's a lot of times what it is God disciplining you, God training you, God making you better, God purifying you. In some way, somehow, the struggle you have to go through by not getting what you want, not being healed of your disease, not getting the promotion, not having a wife, not whatever. Insert your pain, your trauma, your complaints here that you have with God, your prayers to God every day that you want answered that aren't being fulfilled. All of it stems back to, God has a plan. There's a reason why, and it'll make sense. Eventually, it'll make sense. Eventually, if you trust him, if you're patient, it'll all pay off in this life or the next. But we don't want to be patient. We don't trust him enough. We get angry and upset that we don't have it now. And we want that thing. We want whatever it is that we crave, we feel like we're entitled to. And we don't trust God enough to give it to us in the time that he has for us. Yeah, you want the promotion and you're not getting it today. What if God, for some reason, wants you to get it a year from now and you're mad at him? But really what he has in store for you is that promotion a year from now, and it's going to be so much better. If you, for whatever reason, whatever events ended up having it be like that's when you got the promotion, it's going to be better for you. But you want it now. And if you get it and you're angry about it and you go and huffing and puffing to your boss and you get fired, you could miss out on this great thing that God had in store for you. Because you wanted it now and you weren't patient enough to wait and trust God and his timing, It's pretty much all of this. And again, I'll just start reading so we don't go too over time. I know I've been rambling. I know we've been rambling a bit here. But, all these cities I've been going to, it's import the third world, become the third world. All the businesses are closing, the houses are becoming empty. The Rust Belt cities, these West Coast cities, it's a nightmare, dude. It's, you know, neighborhoods and drug consumption zones and violent criminals everywhere, not in prisons, just walking around the streets, killing people, killing your daughters on buses and trains, homeless people everywhere, handouts and welfare everywhere, you know, consequence-free divorce, like illegals rampant. Like there's so many, just, it's not just on the screens. It's not just your boomer parents being silly. Like it's real, it's happening, and we're all pretending like it's not happening. The consequences for our desires to have something for nothing are coming for us. They're slapping us in the face like Raz Simone. They're taking your jobs. they are ruining your economy. They are taking, you know, everything is happening. It's getting really bad. The civilization is crumbling while people are cheering on. While cheering it on. They're protest chanting it on, encouraging it to continue, you know. And in the end, y'all voted for this mess. Like y'all demanded this. You wanted this. We wanted this government. You got it. You wanted a government where the people promised you to feel good and you know, be emotionally wise and emotionally strong. Well, you're going to end up with chaos and insanity, illogical nonsense, clown world, you know. And y'all voted for it. Y'all demanded it. Y'all protest shouted, chanting for it. You supported it. You cheered on the politicians when you elected them, and they did this. You know, just, you know, the other day there was this giant shooting in downtown Chicago, right in downtown, I think Grand Avenue or State Street or something, like right in the heart of downtown Chicago. Friday, Saturday night, tourists, people, you know, families, friends, just, you know, 200 people shooting handguns at each other. You know, just crazy. And yeah, it barely makes the news. Who cares? It's not that bad. It's just a little bit of violence. And it's just like terror. It's like widespread terror in the city of Chicago. And everyone acts like it's not a big deal. You deserve the government you vote for. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, and don't move to Tennessee. No. I know what you're thinking. I know. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. CHOP in Seattle and everything. Places are so dangerous and violent. You know what? Let's move to Nashville. Nope. Let me stop you right there. You can stay put. you should stay put. You know, no moving to Texas or Tennessee now. All these cities, all these Yankee state people that voted for this nonsense, cheered it on, made it happen, brought in the illegals, brought in, you know, all the mess, all the craziness, cheered on electing women, you know, girl bosses and power, you know, let all the criminals out of prison, legalize all the drugs. Yeah, you guys can stay there and accept the consequences of your decisions. You don't get to run now. You don't get to be the rats fleeing a sinking ship now when you're the rats that caused the sinking ship. You're going down with the ship, buddy. You don't get to like come down to Tennessee and Texas and start over scot-free. You guys enjoy it, you know, enjoy the government that you voted for. Enjoy the economy you made. Enjoy the place. Enjoy the society you've built for yourselves. Enjoy it. Have fun. Truly. But no moving down to the South. You guys spent your whole lives calling us racist and stupid and dumb, demonizing us, calling us bad names, disparaging names. You don't get to, like, as your cities are starting to crumble and rust away and turn into third world violent hellholes where everyone's living on the streets or like in RVs parked on the side of the road. You guys don't get to just escape all of the consequences to your horrible decisions and actions and just take all your wealth and come down to Tennessee and Texas, Florida. You know, you should stay put. You need to stay put, and you know, no fleeing now. You built utopia. I heard about utopia. I heard about all this socialism and all this utopia is going to be built. You know, liberals are just, they really have it figured out. So figure it out. So you guys got it all figured out. We're dumb. We're racist down in the South. You guys stay in the North. Stay in your cities. You voted for this. You voted for these unsafe, failing cities. You excused all those adult children out there. You permitted the criminals. You welcomed in the immigrants. You supported democracy and protected all this child sacrifice. Live with it. You wanted it. This is what you wanted. This is the government you wanted. You got them. You've been electing them back to back to back, over and over again. All these Yankee states, these blue cities, you've been electing the same party over and over again that promises you utopia. Eventually you're going to get it, right? You keep calling us racist and stupid and dumb. You keep saying that the Christians shouldn't be in government at all. Fine. Okay, fine. You win. Have at it. We're going to go down over here and have our own thing going over here. You can stay out of it. You can stay here. Enjoy your mess. You know, go on, live with them all. Live with all the criminals you're not putting in prison, and all the homeless and the drug addicts and the immigrants and, you know, the crazies, the godless. Have fun. Don't leave now. Joe Rogan's the epitome of that. Joe Rogan should have been forced to stay in Los Angeles. That guy for years on his podcast advocated for free drugs, free this, you know, all this like liberal policies, hippie policies, free love, you know, libertarianism, lawlessness, just love, man. Just everyone experiment with drugs a little bit, chill out, expand your mind. And then like when it happens, when he like kind of helps elect and brings in and ushers in these like hellholes in Los Angeles, what does he do? He leaves, he flees, he takes all of his money and he moves to Texas where it's safe, where it's sound, where they have strict laws, where drugs aren't legal, where the streets aren't full of insane, crazy people, you know, where the economy is sound, where things are pretty good because like there's law and order, there's good family values, there's Christians in government. So what, he's going to move to Texas and start all over? Did he move to Texas repentant? Did he move to Texas and be like, you know what, I learned a lesson. You know what, I feel bad I contributed to the mess that is California. Now that I'm fleeing the ship that I helped sink, now that I convinced an entire generation of young kids in California to just do a bunch of crazy drugs all the time and helped advocated for the legalization of it and, you know, helped push and usher in all these like libertarian policies into the California government. Now that I'm fleeing that and going to Texas, you'd think he'd be like humble. You'd think he'd like learn his lesson. He'd be apologetic. He'd say, sorry, I've changed my ways. I've learned my lessons. I'm now going to do the opposite. And when I move to Texas, I'm going to respect their laws. I'm going to respect who they are. I'm going to obey their laws. I'm going to respect their culture. I'm going to accept them for who they are. I'm going to know that I'm an outsider. I'm a refugee coming from another state, another culture, and I want to become a part of this culture. But instead, you know, what does Joe Rogan do? He just moves to Texas because it's cheaper and better, and he just starts smoking weed everywhere and breaking all the laws and being a jerk, being a nuisance, being a problem starter, you know, manipulating politics, you know, just it's the epitome of that. It's like we can't have a bunch of Joe Rogans fleeing the sinking ship. And if they are going to, they need to be repentant. They need to be apologetic. They need to like change who they are. They need to understand, like I did when I moved from California to Tennessee 6 years ago. And I'm not from California, but when I lived there, I was like, you know what? I'm from Illinois. I'm from California. That's like who I am. That's my family. That's my blood. That's my culture. I'm moving to Tennessee. And I was like, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to participate in government. I'm going to go there. I'm going to humble myself and learn their culture. I'm going to learn their language. I'm going to learn their culture. I'm going to learn their values. I'm going to become a Tennessean. I am going to become like Tennessee. I'm not going to move to Tennessee and start mixing everything up and saying, you guys should be more like California. You guys should be more like, you guys should change. You guys should. It's like, who am I to come into Tennessee and start telling them what they should and shouldn't do? Who is Joe Rogan to come into Texas and start breaking their laws and telling them how they should run their government? States like that should be kicking guys like that out. Just stop moving. Even in state, people are still just, you don't get to live in the city, turn it into a hellhole, and then go flee for the suburbs. Like that's what everyone's doing. My family and friends are doing that are like liberals in these cities. I just put up with like 20 years of their nonsense. they're like socialists and all of their like pro-liberal, and it's like the Democrats are going to save the world, and they just vote for Democrats and liberal policies in these cities for 20 years. And now that it's like all of these cities are turning into like literal hell to be in, now they want to move to the suburbs. Now, conveniently, when they retire, they're like, oh, I want to live outside of the city. There's just more space. It's always some other excuse that's not, yeah, it's insane. It's crazy. The cities are dangerous. The economies are crumbling. It's never that. It's never, yeah, we made the cities unlivable, so we're not living in them anymore. It's, oh, yeah, we just wanted to live in the suburbs for some reason now. after we spent 20 years contributing to the mess that is the cities that we're fleeing. So, just in general, little children out there, all my little children out there, myself included, there are consequences for your foolish thoughts, your foolish behaviors in reality. God and the laws of nature don't care about your feelings. Sorry, facts don't care about your feelings. Natural law doesn't care about your feelings, You're held accountable. Now in this life, next week, next month, 2 years from now, or in eternity, you're going to be held accountable for the excuses you made, the shortcuts you took, the things that you took that you didn't deserve, that you didn't earn. The stuff you wanted now, you wanted that something for nothing, and you took it. There's consequences for it in some way, somehow. If it's not here, if it's not instantly, if it's not in 10 years, it's in the afterlife for sure. There's consequences for your sins. There's consequences for your shortcuts. There's consequences for your excuses, your prayers to Satan. You are held accountable. And it's just funny. We'll kind of wrap up on this, and we'll skip some of the extra stuff I wanted to talk about because this is too long. We're rambling too long, right? But it's funny because what I've been doing, like I've been talking about this on streams, I get backpacks full of, care packages, New Testaments. I go down at midnight. I go overnight. I start at like 10 p.m. and I go until like 4 a.m. because that's when they're kind of the homeless people, that is. That's when they're around. That's when you can see them. That's when you can find them. You know where they are. They're visible, they're approachable, they're active, they're engaging with each other. It's like that's kind of a good time for me to go up and actually like hang out with them and actually talk to them, And so I'm going into these cities. I'm going into downtown Seattle. I'm going into Portland. I mean, in those cities too, I literally slept overnight. I literally had like my backpack, supplies, sleeping bag, used my backpack as a pillow, slept on the streets. I'm like, I want to see what this is like. I want to be there with them and see what they're going through, right? But that involves me being there. I'm in like downtown, the heart of homeless, crazy, insane area, Seattle. Like I'm there. It's midnight. There's not police around. Like I'm not carrying. Like it's dangerous. It's violent. I mean, could be bad, I get it. I know that, But it just, when I tell people about this, I'm telling these people about it. I'm like telling them I do that. And they all are like, don't do that. Stop doing that. That's so dangerous. Why would you do that? Oh, they're like shocked. They're like appalled. Like, you can't be doing that, But it's annoying because it's the same people who caused the mess. It's like hard for me not to be like judgmentally like, dude, but like you guys voted for this. Like you guys are the ones who made this. You guys contributed to this. You're not stopping this. You're not being serious about putting your foot down and stopping this. You're not even joining me to do a little bit of help. You're not voting for the right politicians. You're not being apologetic for what happened. You're not understanding the root causes of the problems. You're ignoring it. And when some guy like me gets a backpack and starts going to like the dangerous neighborhoods at night, it's like, oh, don't do that. It's so dangerous down there. And it's like, yeah, man, of course it's dangerous. You guys made it like this. You did this. The open borders, the legalized drugs, decriminalized violence, let everyone just steal stuff, LGBT nonsense, free stuff, free handouts everywhere, female leadership, suppression of God's word and public prayer everywhere. What do you think was going to happen, dude? Like truly stopping, like, what do you think was going to happen? You think your streets are not going to be overrun with violence and crime and chaos? You don't think you're going to want to avoid being there when the sun goes down? Like your city, your downtown of your city, people are scared to be there when the sun goes down. And you're not like stopping and wondering like, why? Or is this normal? Is this the way things should be? Could we be doing things better, and how? No, you just go, oh, just avoid it. Just move to the suburbs. Just don't go there ever. Your pride and your sloth, it led you into chaos and silliness, danger and self-destruction, like Lucifer. Doesn't this all sound familiar? Like Lucifer. Like Lucifer, we wanted to be God. We want what isn't ours, what we didn't create. Instead of trusting, instead of being patient, instead of accepting his plan, trusting what he has for us, his roles he has for us, the life he has for us, the purpose he has for our lives, I should say. Instead of trusting God and his timing and his plan and knowing him and knowing that the end will be good, and that I might have to endure a little bit. I might have to get heartbroken a little bit. I might have to experience some pain. But I know God. I know he's good. I know his promises are true. And I know that he promised me things will be good in the end for me. And instead of all that, instead of accepting my role in my place and being patient, and again, everything we've been talking about on the stream, like Lucifer, we can't accept it. I want more. I want a better job. I want higher status. I want to be God. I want to be in control. I want, therefore I need it. I'm going to be mad and angry if I don't have it. I'm going to do whatever I can, regardless of how sinful and destructive and evil and inconsiderate it is. I'm going to do whatever I can to take that, what it is I want, what I feel I deserve, and what I've earned. When you have it, you know? Instead of accepting his plan and enjoying his presence, we want to be in control. And now. And we'll sell our souls to do it. We want to deliver justice and determine blessings. We want to order things our own desire way. We want it all without giving up anything. No sacrifice, no endurance, no discipline, no humility, just wants and desires and cravings and entitlement. Just like Satan. Just like our enemy. These people and you and me, we fall victim to the temptation, the same temptation that was the first sin, the pride. The first sin wasn't even Adam and Eve, right? The first sin was Satan's rebellion against God because of his pride. Satan saw his reflection, determined that he should be in charge. He deserved to be in charge because he saw his own beauty. And he thought he was more important than God, that he knew better than God, that he was better and knew more, and that he was right. And the first sin was that pride. And now you and me and everyone else, all these entitled little babies, have that same spirit, that same problem, that same ailment inside of us that says, I want for as little as possible, instantly, even sinfully. You know, like I was kind of mentioning earlier, it's like all these things, like, you know, pride and sloth, laziness, being a sluggard, being entitled, being effeminate, weak, cowardly, having excuses, nothing but excuses, complaints. It's all prayers to Satan, man. All of those things are you not accepting God, trusting God, being patient with God, accepting God. All of that is you selfishly saying, but I. Not but God, but I. But I don't want to work, but I want things, but I feel like I should be in control, but it's all but I. I want, I feel, I crave, I need, I deserve, I want, I. But I want. It's prayers to Satan, man. It's prayers to that first sin. All of that goes back to that sinful first prideful act that says I. Not God, not his plan. I want to be in control. I want the power. I am in charge. I deserve. And again, the consequences are very real. They'll come for you in one way or another. If they don't come for you for some reason, here and now, in this time, in this place, or even quickly, they come for you eternally. And we'll kind of wrap up there. We'll kind of end there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I guess the final thoughts, we'll do the final thoughts here. I'll just read what I wrote, the bullet points I wrote or whatever. Chasing the empty craving of entitlement leaves the soul unsatisfied. And embracing diligent work and noble, righteous sacrifice unlocks the deep, soul-pleasing satisfaction and purpose that God has for your life. It matters. Your life matters. What you do matters. Be right, do right, love and be loved. And then the final all-conclusive thought, I think we can wrap up this whole stream perfectly before it gets too dark, before these mighty beasts start getting active at night and moving around, because I have a theory they do that. I'm just kidding. But the final thought to wrap everything up before we end this episode, before I am on my merry way to the San Francisco Bay, the fog city, the city. You know, everyone wants to be the man. Everyone wants to become a man. Everyone wants to be the man. But nobody wants to step up to that trough and pee. You know, everyone wants like to be the man. I'm a big, strong man. I have a flannel on. I eat steak. I lift weights. I have tattoos. I'm mean to women. I'm a man, you know? But really, none of them want to step up to that trough. When the going gets tough and they're in that stadium, they really have to pee, and they wait in line, and they finally turn the corner and they get into that stadium bathroom and there's nothing but troughs. All those people who are like, I'm a big, strong man. I want to be a man someday. None of those people deep down want to step up and do the hard work of revealing yourself, of living and pushing through the shame, of doing the sacrifice needed to pee in the trough with all the other men. The great equalizer. But yeah, everyone wants. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to, finish the rites of passage. They just want the trophy. And we'll probably just talk about this on an upcoming stream, but in summary of some thoughts I wanted to share. Just embrace the discipline, embrace the pain, and embrace the sacrifice. Embrace going to the gym. Make it fun. You're going to have to sacrifice to get the body you want. It's not going to be fun. You're going to have to not eat the fun food or as much food as you want. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to work hard, run, lift weights, whatever it is. But embrace it. Okay, you have to do it. You can do the shortcuts, which are going to be so much worse for you at some point. Or you do this. You take the small cuts, the incremental small amounts of pain, the small doses of sacrifice and hard work and pain daily, instead of the big one that slaps you in the face, instead of the big Raz Simone that slaps you in the face, Embrace the small steps. Embrace the work. Every day when you go to the gym, make it fun. Make it a game. Make it a challenge. Do something, whatever your personality is, make it enjoyable. Make it, it never probably really, really, truly will be. You having to sacrifice, you having to be patient. It's not fun, even when you try to make it, even when you lie to yourself and pretend like it is. But do it anyways. Just do it anyways. Be disciplined by God. Be trained by God. Faithfully and eagerly and hopefully and optimistically. Make a game out of it. Make it fun. Make it, lighthearted in some way. Do whatever, put whatever unrealistic spin you need onto it in your mind to justify or help you just get it done. Just do it anyways. Be disciplined, be trained, be purified, be cleansed and made right. Be improved, be made stronger and wiser, be made better. And you're not going to become better by crying and complaining about it, about feeling like you deserve to be for some reason. By waiting on God's blessing, by waiting on a prayer to be answered. Just do it. Do the work today. Embrace it. And try to make the most of it. Make it a social thing. Have friends join you. Make a game out of it. Challenge yourself. Make a puzzle out of it. Whatever it is that at the end of the day gets you in that gym. Whatever it is that gets you to make the sacrifice you're not willing to make right now. To get to work instead of procrastinating and putting it off. Whatever it takes, do it. It's my advice for the day. It's my recommendation for the day. We're going to call it there. Don't run, push into it. Just do it. I've been in Oregon, so everything's Nike. So everything has just been, my whole mind has just been, just do it. Just do it. So yeah, have a good night. Or day. I'm turning into night. I will go have a good night. I will enjoy my final drive out of the Redwoods, and we're going to go on our way to San Francisco and have a merry old time there. So thank you for hearing me out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully this helped in some way, just entertained you in some way. And if you did enjoy it, if you liked it, subscribe, follow, like, share, comment, tell your friends. Tell your friends to just, even if they don't care, hit like and subscribe. Help me grow this. I don't want this to be big. We're not going for viral. I probably will delete this channel if we get to like 5,000 people. But love you guys. I'll catch you guys soon. I got a bunch of episodes coming out. I got a bunch of content I'm recording. It's just going to be a matter of while I'm on the road and doing stuff and seeing people, I'm going to start to get delayed because I'm making more content that I'm able to like edit and publish and produce and promote. So just be patient, but I got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff coming on this trip that I've already recorded, that I'm about to record. And it's going to keep going, man. So stay tuned. This channel is going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep getting better. Hopefully more helpful and useful and encouraging. And yeah, with that, I love you guys. I thank you guys. I believe in you guys. I'm praying for you guys. Truly, I pray over these streams. I pray over what I'm saying and what I mean, afterwards over you guys, whoever's hearing and listening to it. And just know that. Just know that I'm praying for you. I care about you. I love you guys. And Jesus loves you. And have a good day.